Good evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Doug Williams Stadium for tonight's contest between the Southern Lab Kittens and the University High Cubs.
Well, you heard that, folks. Good evening. Today is Friday, September the 13th, and it's been like a Friday the 13th. Our broadcast has been delayed due to lightning, but nonetheless, we are in the building on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com. I'm here with my broadcast partner, Perry Daniels. Perry, how goes it today?
It goes super fantastic, Eric. We should have an exciting game here. Two Baton Rouge powerhouse football teams. One out of classification 1A, the Southern Lab Kittens. One out of classification 3A, which is a new classification for the U-High Cubs. U-High won their game last week. They beat Turling's Catholic 41-15, scoring on all of their first half possessions. Southern Lab lost to St. Charles Catholic 42-14, Eric. So they're looking to rebound this week.
Well, they have a very, very tough task ahead of them. Of course, U-High was has consistently been rated near the top, a real contender in Class 3A. So the Kittens are going to have their hands awfully full today.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Just recapping last week what this U-High team did and how explosive this offense can be. Nick Brosette, who's their leading rusher, he had 20 carries, rushed for 179 yards and 2 touchdowns. The quarterback had he went 10 for 12 for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns with 1 interception in just one half of football last week. Devontae Dodson had 2 touchdowns, 1 from 40 yards and 1 from 23 yards. This is a very explosive U-High football offense. Miles not only threw for 2 touchdowns, but he also rushed for 1. Defensively, Marlon Antoine's the dad. Malik Antoine had 2 interceptions and 1 return for 55 yards.
Good grief.
Bo Navarro, the senior captain for the U-High Cubs, also recovered a fumble. So offensively and defensively, these U-High Cubs come to play.
It sounds like it's a very, very potent team.
It actually is, Eric, and we don't have a lot on Southern Lab because they played at St. Charles Catholic last week. So this is really their home debut, and it's going to be interesting to see what type of campaign they start for the 2013 season. We do know that they have a dynamic player in number 17, Derek Payton, who was a threat to score from anywhere on the field against any level of competition.
Well, we saw a lot of Derek Pate during the last 2 years at Madison Prep Academy, and he's grown very, very much. And often when Madison Prep was out of games or needed a touchdown very desperately, boom, you'd kick it to Pate, and he'd take it to the house. And we saw over and over again, coaches started kicking away from him after a while. So he's on a bigger stage now, facing the University High Cubs, but he's a threat every time, and they're going to learn that very quickly. Of course, I'm sure Coach Mahaffey's done his homework and knows what to look for.
I'm sure. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what the delay, who handles the delay the best as well, Eric. You know, the teams that come out onto the field, both teams are ready to go. Just like last week, we had lightning. Both teams had to return to their respective locker rooms. And let's see if that has any setback to either team.
Well, and just like we mentioned at the very, very opening seconds of the broadcast, this game was slated to start at 7 p.m. For those of you tuning in, we certainly apologize for the delay, but we cannot control Mother Nature. Lightning delay came out. Southern Lab, though, the Southern Lab Kittens look really charged coming out. They've just taken their side on the sideline. The University High Cubs looked very, very cool and collected. They looked like they came for a business trip. So it's really two contrasting kind of mindsets of the students. You have kind of a shock the world mentality. I don't want to go that far because the Kittens are talented in their own classification in their own right. And then you have U-High, who's a presumptive favorite in Baton Rouge in 3A.
Well, actually, I'm not sure that. Well, based on what Parkview Baptist did last week, it's going to be a very tough 7-3A district this year. You know, with both of those teams in there, when you add, well, Redemptions is down now, so they probably won't. Actually, they went down to 2A. So I guess Parkview Baptist and U-High will be the teams competing for that 3A title.
Well, the teams are now going to midfield on the big, bold Louisiana Leadership Institute insignia in the middle of Doug Williams Stadium here on the gorgeous field turf surface. That's one good thing. The rain cannot spoil that. It might be a little slick, but they look. It looks really sharp. Nice stadium.
Beautiful facility. Looks like Cleo Fields and his staff do an excellent job of hosting these games here, along with Tony Clayton. And you know, if you're a high school team out there, this is one place that you would really like to play.
Absolutely, it is first rate all the way. The captains for the University High Cubs are number 8, Matthew Berg, number 22, Bo Bankston, and number 26, Jake Alexander. The captains for the Southern Lab Kittens were number 6, Craig Thomas, senior linebacker, at number 70. That would be Isaiah Briggs, a senior offensive lineman. Big fella, 6'3", 310 pounds. He might have some post-secondary football in his future with those dimensions.
He may. Now, these Southern Lab Kittens have put a lot of people to the next level of football.
Money Bunce.
We have the national anthem, and so we'll be ready for football shortly.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
All right, well, that young lady really belted out the national anthem there, and while there's a very steady, moderate rainfall, it's still gentle, so it shouldn't be affecting anybody with an umbrella or a poncho. And as you can hear, we are ready to rumble here. As there we go, the teams have taken the field. We're not wasting any time, and hey, better late than never, as kickoff's going to start at 8:07 p.m. here on Louisiana, allamericansports.com. We'd like to thank you for joining us, and again, apologize for the delay that we had earlier due to the lightning, but we are now ready for football.
Hey, do you think that was a trademark infringement there? Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, you know, I think it's in the public domain now. There's the kickoff. Ooh, terrible kick. Picked up at the 30-yard line. That's by the team captain running to his right. He's got midfield. He's to the 40. He's brought down around the 38-yard line. That was Jake Alexander, who was the senior team captain. He was out there for the coin toss. And, boy, terrible kickoff, Perry. And I talk about this every week. The special teams are special for a reason.
That's right. Good thing Darbion Prophet, the 10th grader for the Southern Lab Kittens, was a short tackler. He was the last man, and he made the tackle. at about the Southern Lab Kitten 38-yard line where the Cubs will take over 1st and 10.
First down, 10 yards to go. Shotgun formation. Arcing motion around to Alexander, and he hands it off. A double reverse, and that's going to be moving. That's Trey. He's gone. Trey Jackson, 15-10-5. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. And on the first play from scrimmage, the University High Cubs have drawn first blood. About 19 seconds into the ball game, the score: U High 6, Southern Labs 0.
Very good play call. You called it earlier when you said that Chad Mahaffey had done his scouting. He knows that these Southern Lab Kittens are an aggressive defense, an aggressive football team. They came after what they thought was the jet sweep real aggressively, and the U High Cubs did the reverse. There was no one left on the backside but white jersey.
Oh man, kick us up and good. I like Matthew Berg, Perry. You know why?
Actually, Matthew Berg, yes. He actually made all 5 extra points last week and 2 field goals.
Oh man, that would have gone through Perry from at least 35, maybe even 40 yards. It was straight perfect. Looks like it hit that white Suburban out in the parking lot behind the Sid Gotro sign.
Yeah, so you may see him on the next level.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, that was good. It just warms the cuckolds in my heart.
Eric Hatfield, a former place kicker.
And former special teams coach at Madison Prep Academy. All right, so U High did not waste any time at all getting on the board. Trey Jackson, a very impressive 38-yard run.
Wow, so let's see how Southern Lab answers this. Eric, again, now keep in mind, look who's back deep for them, number 17. He can change the momentum of this really quick.
And they're going to get a taste of Derek Pate. Now, they had some talented offensive people, some talented people who can move the ball, but that's about to... I'm not going to say it's going to turn on his head because this team's good, but that's a...
Kirtland Williams is back there with Derek Pate, but Derek Pate's going to take it, and he can't stay out of the end zone.
Up, man, so he'll touch the end zone. That'll be a touchback. Great kick.
Great kick.
by Matthew Bird.
So the Southern Lab Kittens will start their home campaign from the 20-yard line.
First and 10 on the 20.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball at the 20-yard line. We have... I don't think they ran... Oh, they didn't. We shouldn't have run the clock. Never mind. I'm sorry. 11:41 to go in the first quarter. First down, 10 yards to go. Shotgun formation. 4 wide receivers. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. 1 lone setback. There's the handoff. And they have their own double reverse. A flea flicker. And they're going to go long. And Derek Pate is open. And it looks like he was guarded very closely by number 24, Malik Antoine. Good coverage there by the Kittens. That was a really well-executed play by Bladred Veal, the sophomore quarterback. Looked like a double reverse, looked like they were doing a little monkey see, monkey do, and Derek Pate was open. If they had just a little more, if he could have gotten that a little further downfield, that could have been 6.
The Southern Lab Kittens, Derek Pate's moving the quarterback, Eric.
Shotgun formation. Pate is a heck of a runner. He's sending a man in arcing motion. There's Pate. He's going to play action. He's going to take off himself and gain about 4 yards on the play, which will bring up 3rd down and 6 yards to go. So Derek Pate runs for 4 yards.
The Southern Lab Kittens are in their all black with green numbers trimmed in yellow. Black helmet, black shirts, black pants.
Actually, those helmets are green.
Oh,
those helmets are green. It's
they're
nice.
Dark green.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. And the University High Cubs are in their Pittsburgh Steeler-looking uniforms with black hats, white jerseys trimmed in gold, and plain white pants.
I'd say it's the 1970s Pittsburgh Steelers look, Barry. The Kittens are moving from our left to our right, and of course, U High will be moving from right to left here in the first quarter. So the players are standing. We have 11:03 to go in the quarter. They're conferring, and now they're going to blow it, starting the clock, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 6 yards to go. Pate in the shotgun, trips to his left, 1 receiver to his right, arcing motion from the receiver. Pate, play action, he has nowhere to go. He's going to be wrapped up like a present and dropped by number 30, John Guidry, the senior defensive lineman, and that will bring up 4th down, and we should see the punting unit come on.
Yeah, I hope that's not the strategy for the Southern Lab Kittens.
That's not going to work.
He had the pitch man, However, it doesn't look like that they've worked a lot on him pitching that ball. He was keeping it all the way, Eric. But the pitch man was open.
Pate.
Back to punt.
He's the punter. Boy, he's just a triple threat today. U-High has 10 on the line. He's a quick kick. Good job by Pate. And that's going to roll around midfield, be scooped up there by Jalen Baker, number 3, and he's going to be dropped right at midfield. Let me tell you something, Perry. I remember last year at Madison Prep during those practices, I watched Pate would play around with the balls, and I have to say I was impressed by how he could kick it, to say it wasn't even a trade that he practiced.
That's right. That's right. On the tackle for the Southern Lab Kittens is Devin Dixon, a 5'6" junior. He's also a wide receiver.
So U-High with possession at midfield. Right at midfield.
Wow, so what did they come out with this time, man?
You know, right now, I mean, heck, you've only run one play from scrimmage and it resulted in a touchdown. You can do whatever you want, it seems like.
Yeah, I think right now they'll probably give a heavy dose of Nick Brossette.
I would too. Why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, so here we go. Shotgun formation. And there's the handoff to Nick Brossette around left tackle, still on his feet, and finally brought down. Decent, about a 3-yard gain.
Great open field tackle by number 30.
Was it 32? I believe so. Jannard Robinson.
Great open field tackle.
Yeah, that's not easy, especially with a runner like Brossette who was moving very deliberately. The quarterback for the U-High Cubs is Manny Miles, Jr., number 7. Like Ben Roethlisberger. There's the handoff. Brossette right up the middle, in between the A gap, and he's brought down really hard by number 56, Benjamin Mason of the Kittens.
The Kittens kind of moved into a 5-man front that time with 2 linebackers. They started out with 4. One walked up, put his hand on the ground, and they went to a 5-man front. This time it looks like they're going to stay in the 4-man.
3rd down, 2 yards to go, ball at the 42-yard line. Shotgun formation, trips right. There's the handoff again, Brossette. Oh, no, it was had me fooled. And good job there by Miles. Miles is going to go around left side and gains about 5 on the play. They're going to spot it 4-yard gain, but that's more than enough for the first down.
Yeah, that was a great read, Eric.
Oh, yeah.
All of the action was going right.
5-yard gain, correction.
Guard and tackle, pulling to the right side of the field. Miles decides to keep it, comes back left, picks up the first down.
Fantastic play action fake, shotgun formation, twins left, twins right, arcing motion, and there's the fumble. Ball's loose. It's on the ground, and I've seen different people touch it. Looks like the Kittens have it. Going in motion was number 26, Jake Alexander. They gave the ball to him on the reverse, on the jet sweep. He couldn't hang on to it. The ball bounced around. He had a chance to recover it, but he couldn't. Skeet it out right to the defender. Who recovered that, Perry? Did you see?
I did not see who recovered it, Eric. But that's exactly what the Southern Lab Kittens needed.
Well, that was a big break because the Kittens were declawed in the first minute of the game. But here we go as the Kittens now have gotten the game's first turnover and have possession at their own 39-yard line. We'd like to thank you for joining us. You are listening to U-High at Southern Lab, live from Doug Williams Stadium at LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com. Shotgun formation, score 7-0, U-High in the lead. Pate pitches out. It's going to be a sweep to the right side, and looks like he actually gained about 3 yards. That was number 7, Kirtland Williams.
Yeah, I don't quite understand coming from the sideline on a turnover why the Coach Mitchell is signaling in that play. You tell Derek Pate what play you want him to run before he runs onto the field.
Right.
You know, so but they got it off. They picked up 4 yards, not a gain, not a bad gain at all. On the first down play.
And there's the handoff again. That's not Williams. I don't have a license plate on that truck, but it's enough for a first down. That was DeMonte Lang, the sophomore running back, 5'3", 150, kind of a scat back there, Perry.
Right. And Bo Navarre, the linebacker. That's the senior linebacker for the Cubs on the tackle.
So Kittens will get a first down, ball at the University High School 49-yard line. Looks like they're lining up in shotgun. Twins left, twins right. The lone setback is Craig Thomas, number 6, I believe. I can't really see the number that well. The black on black is tough to read.
It is.
Derek Pate trying to juke. That's not going to work. Wow, I take that back. He has made something out of nothing, and Pate has a first down. He's to the 35, 30, 25-yard line. Derek Pate. Oh, mama. That's Derek Pate around the right side, making a broken play. And depending on where they spot that ball, actually, he's inside, well inside the 20. He is at the 24-yard line, so that is a 25-yard run, Perry, for a first down and 10 yards to go for the Kittens.
Eric, before the game, we saw the Prairie View Panther coaching staff here. That would be an excellent level for Derek Pate to play football on.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I'm hoping that they're seeing this young man's talent.
Well, you know, with Derek Pate's size, it obviously, with his size and running ability, it would be a bit of a concern at the Division I, either 1 or 1A level. I'm sorry, at the FBS level. I'm sorry, Perry, but with his speed and the way they run plays and say the SWAC, I think he'd be an excellent fit there.
He'd be an excellent fit. Anywhere in the FCS.
Yeah, I agree. I totally concur. Shotgun formation, arcing motion. There's the pass to Kirtland Williams going around the right side, and he is brought down hard by Bo Bankston actually, I don't think he gained anything. We'll see where they spot it.
I'm not really excited about that play.
Actually, he lost 2 yards.
It's a jet arc motion look, but the quarterback is turning around and pitching it to him, so they're actually starting about 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but before, when the ball carrier gets the ball.
Veal, end zone. That could have easily been a turnover. I don't know who he was throwing to, if he was just trying to get rid of it out of the back of the end zone.
He was trying to hit Pate, and he overthrew him.
Well, he almost hit Trey Jackson, number 25 for U High. You might want to recalibrate that one.
Yeah, you got to be careful with Malik Antoine on the field. He's one of the better defenders in the area. Two interceptions last week.
So here we go. We have a third down and 12. So they've got quite a ways to go. Shotgun formation, trips left, one receiver to the right. The lone setback is DeMonte Lang. Veal drops back. He's going to throw. Oh, it's a backwards lateral, and they're going to move backwards. They're going to lose even more yards, as that will result in a loss. Where are they going to spot that? At the 33. Ball was already at the 26, so they lost 7 yards in that play. That went nowhere.
They have to allow that play to develop. The quarterback has to be patient, let that defensive end come upfield, and then he has to toss that ball over his head to his flaring running back out there in the flats.
Just under 6.5 minutes remaining in the period. Shotgun formation, fourth down. In motion is Devin Dixon, I believe. Veal drops back to throw. He's forced to roll out. That's not going to go very well. He's going to just step out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. That's a turnover on downs. Not a very creative play calling sequence there, Perry.
Not at all. And Eric, compare that to what we saw last week with the McKinley High quarterback scrambling and keeping his eyes down the field.
Right.
Once this young man tucked that ball, there was no way he was going to throw it, and he had about 6 to 7 yards till he reached the line of scrimmage.
I was very impressed with that. Alexander, I think his name was, from McKinley.
So it's a learning experience. Who is that for, Southern Lab?
That's Veal. Brandon
Veal. He's just a 10th grader.
Bladrick Veal. Sorry about that.
Bladrick Veal. He's just a 10th grader, so he's learning. And I guess that's why they're rotating him with Pate back there, who's a little bit more experienced, although Pate does have a year playing quarterback under his belt, although he's not a natural quarterback.
Now, that's right, because if I remember, Pate was the reserve quarterback for Madison Prep when Chad Williams was injured, and so now he's picking up where he left off, and he's very good in that read option or the option role that he seems to have here with Southern Lab. So they're going to take over. University High Cubs 7, Southern Lab Kitten 0. You are listening to high school football in Louisiana, allamericansports.com. Shotgun formation, trips to the right, one to the left. There's the play action that's going to go. Screen pass, bubble screen, and they got running room, and they got a first down. That's a gain of about 15 yards for number 1, Brant Broussard, on the pass from Manny Miles. And
complete to Broussard.
they're going to spot it right at the 45-yard line.
excellent tunnel screen by the Cubs. Well executed play.
45.
No huddle offense.
So they're really trying to take advantage there. Miles passes out to the flat. It's caught, complete to Mark Gravois. He's brought down at about, about midfield. It's about a 5-yard gain, brought down by number 32, Jannard Robinson.
Second great open field tackle by Jannard Robinson.
I did notice that. That's a good safety valve. And even better, it won't count because they're being moved back.
Here's the key
Janelle's
for the
man
kids.
downfield.
Can they slow down this high-powered offense of the U-High Cubs?
The Cubs seem very fluid. They know what they're doing. They're very, which sounds kind of redundant or cliche to say that, but when you come out and see them, they look like they know what they're ready to do. You know, they have rehearsed and they're scripted well. Miles calling the cadence, drops back, looks to his left, floats it high, and not even close. Oh, I don't know about that, Perry. There's a flag thrown, presumably for pass interference against Jannard Robinson. We had Mark Gravois streaking down the field. Perry, I don't think that was catchable. I know he had some hands on him, but he was looking back for the ball.
Catchability is not an issue in the high school game.
Oh, did not know that.
Not an issue in the high school game. But it didn't look like he interfered with him. They were like excellent.
Yeah, I thought they were just tied up. I mean, he was looking back for the ball. He did have his hand on him, but again, if you're playing the ball, you got to get your hands up in the air at some point. You have to balance yourself. But you know, the benefit of the doubt always goes to the offense in those situations.
We've seen it 2 weeks in a row now.
And that results. So Perry, in high school football, that is an automatic first down. I know those are very, very few and far between. The ones that give you an automatic first.
Yeah, 10 yards first down.
So in motion, there's the handoff right up the middle to Brossette. Brossette has an open field, and he's brought down at about the 24-yard line after a run of 21 yards.
And that's Brandon Pitts on the tackle.
Up for first down.
What number is Pitts?
Number 3.
All right, yes, that's an excellent touchdown-saving tackle, really. They're going to spot it at the 25, so that's a 20-yard run by Brossette. There's Miles, hands off to Brossette. He's going to gain about 2. Brought down on the play by number 33, Dorian Welsh.
And you know what, Eric? U-High is not doing, other than the double reverse on the very first play of the game, they're not doing anything fancy. They're not over-dominating. They're just fundamentally sound.
Brossette up the middle, 25-yard run, touchdown, U-High. U-High 13, Southern Lab 0 here in the first quarter on Louisiana All-AmericanSports.com.
Wow, now this is a young Southern Lab team. They've got to keep their spirits up here and don't allow this to affect their emotions, their psyche. So let's see how they respond. Odds are that number 8's about to put this, Matthew Berg's about to put this over the fence.
Right. They should probably have somebody in the parking lot looking out for it. Or they could have some 10-year-olds that want a souvenir.
There's a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is. Southern Lab offsides, encroachment. So they're going to leave Berg on the field to kick the extra point, even though it's half the distance after the penalty.
So that will penalize them half the distance to the goal. Kick is up and good.
Point after is good.
The score, the U-High Cubs 14, the Southern Lab Kittens 0. You are listening to Louisiana High School Football on Louisiana All-AmericanSports.com. I'd like to take a moment to remind you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by the Daily Hat Trick, the most informative and entertaining sports blog on the World Wide Web. If you like sports, if you like to have fun with sports, and guys, if you like to look at pretty girls every now and then, log into www.thedailyhattrick.com.
Also, you can listen to the Louisiana All-American Sports Radio Show on WHYR
96.9.
96.9 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We will have the pilot, the on-air pilot, the terrestrial radio pilot of the show coming to you tomorrow. We'll have a lot of football, but a little bit from everything around the world of sports.
And you know what, Eric, actually, with the invention of TuneIn and iHeart, there's no such thing as terrestrial radio anymore.
That's right. I mean, you can catch us from anywhere around the world. I know WHYR has its own streaming. I don't know who it's powered by. On mobile devices, Derek Pate, good 20-yard run.
TuneIn.
TuneIn Radio. So it is TuneIn. Thank you. You can pick up WHYR on TuneIn Radio. That's the TuneIn Radio app available on all Android phones.
First and 10. Southern Lab.
Nice return by Derek Pate to the 21. Let's see what the Kittens have. They did an okay job of getting some forward movement. They just need to follow through with it.
They're asking an awful lot of Derek Pate. Second game of the season, I hope he's in that type of shape because they're dependent on him an awful lot offensively.
Well, we know he has the conditioning of a track runner because he ran track at Madison Prep and he ran short and long distances with blazing speed. All-state track. So we know his capacity to run is good. The question is, does he have the capacity to absorb blows? If he's asked to throw the ball, can his shoulder take it? He's not a big guy.
No.
We will see. But right now the Pate is lined up wide. Looks like it's four-wide formation, shotgun, twins left, twins right. Bladrick Veal calling the signals. Lone setback is, I believe that's number 5, DeMonte Lang. Hard to see from up here. There's the pass, and it's caught complete. That's first down yardage. And still on his feet is number 7, Kirtland Williams, and he's brought down at the 38-yard line for a first down for the Southern Lab Kittens. That is a 17-yard gain for Southern Lab.
Southern Lab.
Well executed play right across the middle of the field. Quarterback stepped into his throw. Excellent job.
Veal, shotgun. Lone setback is Lang. There's the handoff to Lang right through the A gap, and that gap is stuffed.
Yeah, there's no running there.
Cubs.
And he is mauled by a pack of Cubs.
Pack of them.
Pick up 2 on the play.
So they're going to call in the signals. Veal reads. And here he comes up to the line of scrimmage. Again, shotgun formation. I don't think I've seen them take a single snap directly under center all game. New High, neither for that matter. In motion is Dixon. And ball's loose on the ground. Dixon looks like he's pounced back on top of it. U High is signaling they have it. You can see number 3, Jalen Baker, enthusiastically signaling that U High has it. And
They do. Number 30
They do.
away with the ball.
They're going to signal it. And so John Guidry comes away with the football, and it will be first down and 10 yards to go
You know what, Eric?
for the Cubs.
Brandon Pitts didn't look like he was expecting that football.
No, he didn't. He looked like he thought maybe it was a play action. He was going to pull it away.
Right.
But that ball certainly popped loose, and so did so did the eyes of the Southern Lab Kittens.
Right. You know what, Eric? It's going to be a pretty competitive game when Southern Lab meets Madison Prep.
It sure is. I think those are two teams that are very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Shotgun formation. Dropping back to throw. Miles over the middle, caught complete, and it's going to be, should be very close to the first down. That reception was made by Chandler Johnson, the senior.
Miles pass complete to Johnson.
And are they going to give him the forward progress? No, he's going to be about a half yard short of the first. Brings up second down in inches. Shotgun formation. Miles. Oh, yes, Southern, the Kittens just gave them the first down. They were blitzing. They were trying to jump the snap, and instead they jumped right into their opponents, and the referees jumped into their pockets and threw out the flag. So that encroachment penalty will just give the U-High Cubs the first down. It'll be first and 10. Ball should be spotted at the 25-yard line of the Southern Lab Kittens.
First and 10.
Shotgun formation. Miles back to throw. Looking. He faces some pressure to dump off to a Brosette. Brosette weaving and bobbing through a host of defenders. Picks up about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, he had a blocker out in front of him. Chandler Johnson just couldn't get it done. He was trying his best to make a block. There were just too many kittens out there.
So the Kittens found their catnip in Brosette, only gained 3 yards. That will bring up second down. Ball spotted at the 22-yard line. Actually, it was only a 2-yard gain, but there they'll make up for it as Brosette carries, and that will propel him to first down yardage.
LeBron James on the tackle for the Kittens. No, forgive me. Malcolm Hall on the tackle for the Kittens. He's a freshman.
So that ball, they have some young talent on that side too. Ball spotted the 25, 7-yard gain by Brissett. So they're going to signal first down. Looks like he just had enough after they spotted the ball. Ball's right at the 15-yard line on the far side of the field. And Lab trying to hustle, Southern Lab trying to hustle their substitution off. Shotgun formation again. Miles, there's the handoff. Brissett around left tackle, down to about the 5-yard line. He's awfully close to yet another first down. We'll see where the spot of the ball is.
It's going to be interesting to see where Brissett goes to college. You know, hopefully
he's going somewhere.
Hopefully he can stay at LSU, stay on campus there.
His knee was
Baton Rouge.
Knee was down spot at the 8, 2nd and 3. And Brissett gains about a yard. Sorry, Perry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I mean, the young man is extremely talented, and he has a lot of accolades at that running back position, so he's highly recruited, and I'm sure Les Miles would love to have him there in the class of 2015.
He's definitely got the body and the agility and good ball carrier vision. Ball is at the 7-yard line, 3rd down, 2 yards to go, shotgun formation. There's the handoff. Brissett, he's got the first down, and he's going to be brought down around the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the U-High Cubs.
He has a little strength with him too, Eric.
He does. He was not easy to bring down at all. He had a host of kittens clawing all over him.
Tackle was made by Rainey. 1st and goal.
So it looks like they're getting their goal line personnel in. Miles again in shotgun. Twins right, one to the left. Handoff. Brissett up the middle. Touchdown, U-High Cubs. The route is on, Perry.
Yeah, so Nick Mitchell has to be very careful here. He's got to pull his team together and let them know, hey, don't worry about the scoreboard. Let's execute what we need to execute. This is a preseason type game.
Right. It's not non-district.
Non-district game. So you've got to keep these young kids from being demoralized here.
Snap, placement, kick, good. Does it reach the parking lot? Nope. Some kids got their hands on the ball.
Good. Minute and 36 seconds. Let's go in the first quarter to score. University High 21, Southern Lab.
So U-High 21, Southern Lab 0. Here on Louisiana All-AmericanSports.com.
They scored 41 points in the first half last week. So let's see.
Wow. What was the final score of that game?
41. They took the air out of the ball. Pulled the starters out.
That's good. Give the youngins a chance to play.
Class program.
Good sportsmanship too. Yeah.
That's right. So let's see if the Kitten offense can mount anything this time. I think their best opportunity, actually, Eric, is on this special teams.
Absolutely.
You know,
with Derek Pate back there, you just never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates.
That's right, but the problem is this Bird kicks the ball so well.
Woo! Boy, Matthew Bird just booms it. Pate, no, he did not receive it. There was some miscommunication there. Looks like Williams is going to run with the ball. Kirtland Williams out to the 20, 25. Kirtland Williams on his feet, 30, 35. Ace to the 40 and brought down out of bounds right in front of Coach Mitchell at about the 47-yard line is where they're going to spot it. So nice return there for the Kittens, and they have excellent field positions. They try to claw their way out of this deep hole.
Hey, you know what? Kirtland Williams is a talent. He's got some speed with him as well, Eric.
He sure does.
1st and 10.
He had some excellent. It's funny because it was kind of a broken play at first. They weren't sure who was going to return it, and the ball was on the ground, and he did not waste time picking back up. Bladrick Veal, shotgun formation. He's under center. 2 setbacks. He has one behind him. That's Lang, and there's the handoff up the middle to Lang, and he's going to push forward. Gains about 5, maybe 6 yards. We'll see where they spot the ball. And DeMonte Lang
Going to carry.
Now,
gained about 5 yards.
I will
6.
say this. I question and I'm going to put this out here for you and our listeners. Do you stay in the no-huddle offense when it is clear that you are overpowered and overmanned?
Well, if you're moving the ball, I think you have to stick with it. And the other factor to consider, too, is that the more you're in no huddle, they're already losing. You got to get points. The way you get points is to get plays. You get more plays the more time there is on the clock with the no huddling. Granted, we're looking way down the line here, but they still consume less of the clock. I don't know, Perry. I mean, if they're moving it, you got to do that. You just got to eliminate the mental errors. If they get stonewalled again, you might want to consider changing up strategy.
Yeah, because one philosophy is that you're rushing to give U-High the ball so they can go score again.
That's a good point. That's a good point. No, you definitely don't want to rush unless you're going somewhere. You don't want to go nowhere fast.
And here now we are at fourth down.
Fourth down. Michael Henderson Jr. up the middle.
Henderson on the carry, stop number 22.
I don't even think he gained a yard in that one, Perry.
He didn't.
So now looking at fourth and about a yard and a half. The ball at the 45-yard line. And the clock's ticking. The first quarter is almost over. And that is the end of the first quarter. The score, the U-High Cubs 21, the Southern Lab Kittens 0 at the end of the first quarter here on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com.
I think you moved Derek Pate to quarterback for this play.
I agree. You need some yards. You need a few yards, and that would definitely utilize his speed and agility.
And possibly run Kurt
I'd
Williams
like to thank the sponsors of our team for Southern Lab, Southeastern Cardiovascular.
either set him aside next to him in the backfield
Right.
to where he can run a read type option, or send Kirtland on the jet motion and he can run the read option.
And Destiny Home Healthcare.
I just noticed Southern Lab doesn't have any cheerleaders out here. They're the whole school.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, way down on the far side. I couldn't. Little tough to see. There's a big wall.
They've moved Derek Pate to quarterback. Good move, Coach Mitchell.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
45-yard line. First, it's about 2 yards to go. 4th and 2. Pate under center. Calls the signals. Low snap. Pate forced to move to his left. He might want to consider chucking that one up. Instead, he's still on his feet. Boy,
not there.
You know what? I'll say it's still on his feet, too. Derek Pate was kind of gang tackled and shoved back all the way to his own 40-yard line, but they never brought him to the ground. He was finally ruled down and in the grasp. Well, he definitely has some tools there, Barry.
Yeah, but there was no blocking on the play, and it wasn't a very well-designed play.
So that's officially going to be a loss of 5 yards, and the U-High Cubs will take over 1st and 10 at midfield.
Wow.
Boy, this is, when it rains, it pours, and it is raining a little bit, and it's pouring heavily right now on the Kittens of Southern Lab. So here come the Cubs up to the line. Shotgun formation, twins left, twins right. Miles calling the signals. Play action. Miles forced to his left. Gets it out there. Brosette waiting right there. Gets past the line of scrimmage. Has a first down. 35-30, 25-20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Wait for the signal. No. Nope. He's going to be marked out at about the half-yard line, and there's a flag on the play. And that looks like it's in the area of some kind of an illegal block, perhaps a clip. We'll see what the call is.
Out of bounds by number 7, Williams.
Block in the back. So that's an illegal block. That'll move it back 5 yards from the start of the foul, and the 49-yard reception for Nick Brosette is eliminated.
And you know what, Eric? The play was not very well executed. The U-High lineman got up the field, let the Southern Lab defensive linemen run in front of them. They were there to make the tackle, but the athleticism and the talent of Nick Brossette just took over. And he was able to give one guy a stiff arm, break his would-be tackle, and just accelerate it up the sideline.
Shotgun formation. Manny Miles hands it off up the gut, and they maybe gain a yard. That was the handoff to number 23, Jordan Davis, the sophomore.
Jordan Davis on the carry. Tackled by Rainey.
Shotgun formation, trips right, one man to the left, I formation, Miles, play action, throws it, screen, Malik Antoine on the right side of the field. Then we have another clip. So while Antoine believes he's gained about maybe 14 yards, they will be moving in the wrong direction, Perry.
Yeah, that was clearly a block in the back by number 8 for U-High. That's Matthew Burke.
So while he's a heck of a kicker, he might want to work on his blocking game a little bit. So that will move him back. So the Kittens getting a little help from the Zebras. It's one big happy menagerie we have here at Doug Williams Stadium. Kittens, Cubs, Zebras, admission only $8.
And this is exactly what the Kittens needed, though.
Yeah,
they needed to slow this offense down some, and U-High is not throwing the ball vertical. They're throwing it side to side, but it's wide open vertical.
Absolutely.
If they ever go that direction.
Shotgun formation again.
Here
Miles. He has a man deep. He's going long. He throws, and it is caught complete all the way to the 31-yard line of the Kittens, and that will just kind of squish the life, frankly, out of the whole rally they had going. Let's see where the officials spotted, Perry. The original line of scrimmage was at the Cubs' 27-yard line. Brant Broussard made one heck of a catch, and it's going to be at the 29-yard line, Perry. So when it's all said and done, that was a 21 plus 23. It's a 44-yard reception.
And a first down for the Cubs.
Brossette stuffed in the backfield.
That was number 51 for the Southern Lab Kittens. Oh, Malcolm Hall. I thought Devin Johnson got there first, but we'll go with the PA announcer.
Well, Manny Miles had some nice action on that deep pass.
Yeah, hey, Manny Miles threw 2 touchdowns last week, ran for 1. He's a premier quarterback in the city, Eric.
He's another guy who has some going deep for the end zone. Intercepted. All right.
That was a questionable choice.
It was, especially when he had, let me just recap for you all at home. Manny Miles went for the end zone near the right hash for, I believe that was Kristen Mims. And he had right next to him number 15, Chandler Johnson, open in the corner of the end zone. I don't know if he saw him. Perry, who got that pick?
Oh, I did not see who got the pick, Eric. I want to say possibly Malcolm Hall.
Was it 23, I want to say?
Malcolm Hall or Debarian Prophet.
It's really tough to see.
Yeah.
Coaches, if you're out there, black on black or dark color on black jerseys might look nice up front. It's really murder on on folks in the booth. Yep. We want to get those kids their credit. Shotgun formation, twins left, twins right. Bladrickville into center ball at the 20-yard line. There's the handoff up the middle. I believe that's Lang. We'll see.
Yes.
It is Lang, DeMonte Lang. He's close. I think they're going to probably move it back to the 24-yard line.
See, but that's a good game for Southern Lab. And, okay, I can understand not going no huddle because that's who you are.
Right.
However, let some of that play clock tick down before you snap this football.
Right. Have some ball control. Keep the defense on the field longer.
Right. Give your defense some reps.
Dropping back to throw. Veal, he's under pressure. He's going to take off. No, he's not. He goes downfield. He has Pate. Oh, my goodness. Derek Pate with the nasty one-handed catch. Derek Pate reached out with his left hand and caught the ball at the 39-yard line. And that will be a gain of 26 plus 11. That's a 37-yard gain by Derek Pate. That was nasty. He had a man hanging on him. Looked like he was losing his balance. Reached out with his left hand and snagged it in there, Perry.
I hope the Prairie View coaches are really noting this young man.
Oh, if they weren't before, they are now. Shotgun formation, twins left, twins right. Bladrickville back to throw. Looking, he's under pressure, goes long for the end zone for Kirtland Williams. touchdown, Kittens!
Great throw.
Ladrick Field, a 39-yard bomb to the left side, to the near side of the field. Kirtland Williams into the end zone for a touchdown, and Southern Lab has gotten on the board with 9:27 remaining in the second quarter.
Trey Jackson, number 25, was on the coverage for the U-High Cubs, and he was being assisted by Malik Antoine, and Kirtland Williams just outran both of them, got behind both of them, and the great pass by the quarterback led to the 6 points by the Kittens. And you know what, Eric, with Derek Pate on one side of the field, with Kirtland Williams on the other side of the field, if nothing else, Southern Lab can spread defenses out, and they can make you defend the entire field. With that young quarterback's arm, they are always a threat to score from anywhere on the field.
That was a really impressive really impressive throw there by Veal, and a well-executed play by the Kittens.
Yes. Now, someone has called timeout. I don't know if it was you. No, I think we're at the hydration timeout. No, it's 9 minutes, 27 seconds. I'm not sure why there's been a break. Yeah, I guess it was the hydration timeout because I don't remember us doing it in the first quarter. So here we go, the doubles formation for the Kittens, one back in the backfield.
Veal throws bat at the line.
Deflected by number 68 for the U-High Cubs.
Bennett Lowry, senior. But still up now, look, the Kittens are in the game.
That's right, and they needed something to lift their chins.
Absolutely.
So if you can get a stop here, then you really got some momentum on your side. But you've got to find a way to slow down this U-High Cub offense.
So U-High will come out to kick off. Southern Lab will come out to kick off. Kicking off for the Kittens, number 2, freshman Xavier Bell. Hopefully he can improve on that kind of choppy kick from earlier. He's a young guy, but he's...
The U-High Cubs don't anticipate him improving on it. Their deep men are standing at about the 17-yard line.
Well, let's see how this works. Steps up. Oh, man.
That might work out for them.
That's an ambush. That was intended. That was an ambush. Because you saw at first at home, folks, Southern Lab has just recovered an onside kick at the U-High 49-yard line, or might be spotted at midfield. At first, I was going to say it looked like he failed to follow through or keep his head down. But what I noticed were the Kitten special teams players immediately bolting to their right upon impact. That was a planned ambush. And that was a successful play, and that's exactly what Coach Mitchell needs for his Kittens to get back in this game. Great job by the Kittens.
Yeah, they have nothing to lose. They're huge underdogs in this game. Why not go for it? Now, out of this, I would like to see number 5, the running back, get a carry up the middle, and then you go deep to one of these speedy, talented wide receivers after you run Lang up the middle. To keep the U-High Cubs honest. There's the Lang handoff.
Lang around the right side, still on his feet, and he's got about 6 maybe on that play.
Yeah, so now you're 2nd and 4. So now this is a great opportunity to see what you can do with one of these wide receivers. If you have a tunnel screen, a bubble screen in the playbook, I would try to get it to one of these wide receivers who are tremendously fast and can make things happen once they touch the ball. So maybe look for the tunnel screen to come to number 7 here, Eric. Kirtland Williams.
2nd down, 4 yards to go. They jump. Ball is at the...
that's even better.
Well, the ball was at the 43. It should be up to the 38 now, and that should be a first down for the Kittens as multiple Cubs players jumped on the cadence. Yep, there's encroachment, so that's going to be a first down for Southern Lab.
Oh, yeah. She go for the end zone on this play. Go for the end zone.
Why not take a shot down the field? That's right.
Put the ball in the hands of one of your tremendous athletes. Great series of calls there by Coach Mitchell. The initial handoff after the turnover was a great call. The way to switch up the count, I don't particularly like that one.
Yeah, that was a run, stuff for a loss of 2. Looked like he was lined up in the slot, came around for a reverse or a sweep, and that did not go very far.
Loss on play brings up 2nd and 10.
Ball at the 38-yard line. Second down. Actually, it's no gain, so he did get back to the line of scrimmage. Veal drops back, rolling out to his left, still on his feet, looking, fires downfield. It bounces off the chest of the freshman Xavier Bell. That would have been a nice gain, about a 14, 15-yard gain down the field. Instead of bring up 3rd and long.
Great job by Veal keeping his head down the field. You know, he did a great job of getting rid of that ball. Just a young receiver couldn't hold on to it. You never catch the ball with your chest, you catch it with your hands.
That's right. God gave you 2 of them for a reason. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Southern Lab looking at a long situation here. It looks like they're lined up in shotgun. Trips to the right, 1 receiver left. The lone setback to Veal's left is DeMonte Lang. Man in motion. That's Devin Dixon dropping back to throw his Lang. Looks, he goes, that's too much on that one, and it was very nearly intercepted by Brant Broussard, number 1, but it skipped off his hands. That will bring up 4th and long. You know, Perry, I don't know that you don't punt here. Because you're going to give, obviously Pate is capable of pooching it, getting it inside the 20. You're looking at an awfully short field here if you don't get the first down.
Yeah, you know what, Eric? That may not be a bad idea. You're right. You know, Derek Pate would probably put the ball somewhere around the 10.
Right.
You know, and the whole key is to give you as much field to go as possible.
You know, it's only a 2-possession game. Back to throw is Veal. Steps up. He's going to float 1 to the left. He has Xavier Bell. He couldn't hold on to it. Xavier Bell. It went up in the air. Was tipped. Who was it that tipped that pair? Was it 24?
Yeah, that was Malik Antoine.
Malik Antoine tipped it, and then Bell got a second chance on the carom, but it was just over his head, and he wasn't balanced enough to hold on to it. He's just a freshman. He'll improve at that. Improve at that along the way, but it is a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 for the Cubs. Ball at their own 38-yard line.
Tell you what, though, Eric, I am impressed with Coach Mitchell's demeanor. He's the consummate cool head.
Right.
He immediately went over to his young quarterback, put his arms around him, talked to him, coached him up, went to Derek Pate, coached him up.
Bro set up the middle, ran into his own man after gaining about 5 yards. That'll spot the ball at the. They're going to move it up. To the 43-yard line. Gain of a long 5 on the play. And there's another handoff to Brossetti. He goes, he might have gained a yard, maybe.
Maybe. Kittens need another turnover here.
They sure do. And you really went from the door almost being slammed on them with that earlier interception to giving them new life.
Right.
Officially no gain, so that'll bring up 3rd down and 5 yards to go.
So I would anticipate maybe a screen here by the Cubs to Brossetti.
Trips left, 1 man to the right. Manny Miles calls the signals, play action. Now he throws screen pass over there to Jake Alexander, and he's got the first down and then some.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's just they're outflanking Southern Lab.
They sure are.
When they line up in their trip set, Southern Lab only has 2 defenders out there trying to guard 3. So they throw the ball to 1, let 2 block 2, and the one with the ball is by himself.
And it's a great, you know, it's almost a 2-on-1 screen they have, 3-on-2 screen. I mean, you have no chance of stopping the guy, especially with any kind of speed.
Right.
And Jake Alexander really made that look easy. They're going to spot it at the 40, so that is officially a 17-yard reception by Jake Alexander. Nope, they're going to move it up to the 39, so that's an 18-yard gain.
And I understand the concern for Southern Lab is if they move another guy out there, then they're worried about Nick Brossette running straight up the middle of the field.
Right. Yeah, it's almost like picking your poison. But and I'll tell you what, I would rather force them to throw the ball into the flat, complete the pass, successfully execute the screen, than have Brossette just run me over.
Right. So I understand. Right.
So we have 6 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the first half. You are listening to Louisiana High School football, the University High Cubs at the Southern Lab Kittens here on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com.
Thank Louisiana Leadership Institute for providing this facility for tonight's game free of charge to all area high schools.
Wow.
I want to thank our sponsor for tonight's game, Mr. Tony Clayton.
The PA announcer just said that the facility is provided free of charge to Louisiana area high schools. Folks, if you've never been to Doug Williams Stadium, are we in Baker or Zachary?
Neither.
We're close to it.
Yeah, we're actually in North Baton Rouge.
Okay.
But we are still in Baton Rouge.
This is a gorgeous, gorgeous facility. I was really taken aback when I walked in. Brossette round the left side. He's got that first down, so I guess that poisoned them. As redundant as that sounds. It looks like about a 14-yard game. We'll see where they spot the ball.
Number 20, Malcolm Hall on the tackle. First down.
That is, no, actually they're going to spot it at the 27, so that's a 12-yard gain by Brossette. Shotgun formation, twins left, twins right, man in motion is Alexander. Miles drops back, he's under pressure, and he is wrapped up. He is sacked, he is wrapped up like a present by number 20. That is Malcolm Hall, the freshman.
20, Malcolm Hall.
He had Malik Antoine wide open, no one near him, and he just didn't have enough time to get the ball to him.
So here come the Cubs up to the line of scrimmage.
This is what I mean. There's actually only one guy up here. Just throw the ball right there to Malik.
It's almost like a goal line formation.
Yeah.
So Malik
got to make an adjustment there.
Sorry, not Malik Antoine. That was Trey Jackson with the reception, and he's going to get that all the way down. Let's see.
Going out of bounds, number 9.
Let's see where they spotted. The original line of scrimmage was the 27-yard line.
First down for U High down to the southern.
We're going to spot it. Looks like at the 13, so that's a 14-yard gain. I mean, they just gave him 14 yards. They had, what was it, 6 men maybe stacked at the line at least? It looked like it was more than 5.
Yeah, they're going to have to do a better job
in a trips wide formation.
Right. But again, if you don't do that, then the read is to give the run. So you give it to Nick Brossette straight at the middle of the field.
You know what I would have at least expected though is once U High did not go to the play action, I would have hoped that maybe one of those linebackers lined up on the line would have broken out to help out in coverage, but that didn't happen.
It's too late. He doesn't have that type of athleticism.
Right.
They're gonna have to move those guys out. Somebody out there.
U High 21, Southern Lab 6, 5:50 to go in the first half.
But this is a slightly different formation.
Shotgun I formation. There's the handoff. Brossette up the middle. He's at the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Nick Brossette. That's a 13-yard run for Brossette. And U High expands the lead now to 27-6, pending the extra point.
Wow. What a turn of events. Because if Southern Lab could get that ball in the end zone, instead of having to turn it over on down, we may be looking at a different, but they just can't stop. They're overmanned.
They sure are.
Trying to slow down the U High Cub offense.
If Xavier Bell had caught it could have at least remained a little more competitive, a little longer. Matthew Berg, snap, placement, kick, good.
Berg's extra point attempt is good.
So the score, U High 28, Southern Lab 6 here on Louisiana AllAmericanSports.com.
Eric, imagine the Southern Lab kitten team if Derek Pate decides to stay at Madison Prep.
It's a funeral. Well, because Derek Pate is definitely giving them a lot of octane tonight.
Right.
No getting around that.
Right. They just don't have a whole lot of weapons.
So deep to receive for the Kittens, of course, are Pate and Kirtland Williams, number 7. Matthew Berg set to kick off from the 40-yard line. We have just under 6 minutes to go in the first half. University High, 28, Southern Lab, 6, here at Doug Williams Stadium. There's a nice end-over-end kick by Matt Berg. It's fielded by Pate at the 2. He's going to take it, 5-10. He's near the 15, shakes a tackle. He's still on his feet to the 20, 25. Derek Pate to the 30, open field. He's the 40. Derek Pate, midfield. Derek Pate at the 40. He has one man that can get him. It's Malik Antoine. He's the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Derek Pate. And the Southern Lab Kittens are not out of it yet, folks. And there's a flag on the play. Oh, boy.
17, Derek Pate on the return, flag on the play.
That is going to Ted's a block in the back against the Kittens. That will completely deflate the air that was just blown into the Southern Lab balloon, Perry.
The young man is phenomenal.
What an athlete he is. He's a little gassed, too, and that's a shame to waste all that energy on what will now officially be they're going to penalties at the 18, so now what was a 98-yard kick return for the touchdowns, a 16-yard return plus a penalty, which will move it back to
6-yard return.
Yep.
Back to the 9,
so net
7.
So he will net 6 yards. Nope, they're going to move it back to the 10. He netted 8 yards on that.
13.
So that's a 18-yard return, 10-yard penalty. That is a tough break.
And the issue is he is the only offensive threat so far other than Williams, and now he's gassed.
So you can't use him. But you know, Bladrick Veal clearly can throw the football. They need to start doing that. And you don't have a whole heck of a lot to lose at this point. That hurts. That's tough.
That hurts. I say that you give this ball to Lane this time, and you they probably haven't practiced the huddle in so long that they don't even know how to huddle.
Right.
But I would be very deliberate running another play.
DeMonte Lang has pounded the ball very effectively, getting 4 and 5 and 6 yard chunks. I mean, that might be what they need. Again, give that defense a rest. That is just tough. That is really tough.
Now look how U High is playing the same formation that U High is in the Southern Lab. They move 2 guys out, they flex the linebacker out, and then they put the safety on top. So it's 4 on the Southern Lab 3, whereas Southern Lab is trying to do it with just 2 guys.
And that's a mismatch. It's
every time.
Yeah, I mean you're seeding the middle of the line. That wouldn't work at any level. 1 yard gain by DeMonte Lang. You're right. That safety is just sniffing around there.
Yeah.
Veal passes, nice, complete to Dixon, and he is brought down. Might have gained 4.
Pass complete to Dixon.
Now this is what Southern Lab has to do. They've got to put Derek Pate on that backside, because with this safety being over here on this trips, he can't help out.
Right.
So now he's one-on-one with the corner, and one-on-one, you've got to figure Derek Pate's going to beat most folks.
That was a gain of 6, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 3. Ball at the 17.
Okay, good. Quarterback put the mouthpiece in his mouth. They've got to get a first down here.
8 seconds remaining on the play clock. They need to move it along.
No, this is good. Let it kick down to 1.
Veal. Oh, he's going long. He throws. He has Wood. No, he has Pate. Oh, boy. And that was it was broken up by Brant Broussard, number 1 for U High. Derek Pate still had a puncher's chance at it. And that might be the route you have to go, because he had a chance to catch that as low percentage as that was of a throw.
He's got to run he's got to run what we call a 5 route. He's got to be able to run that deep comeback. Right now they keep running him on the vertical because he's so fast.
Right.
But if you hit him on the comeback a few times, then that will set that vertical up.
So the punting unit comes on. Derek Pate we have a whistle. 3:52 remaining in the period. Was that a hydration timeout, or was that a did Lab call it? Southern Lab call a timeout?
I hope Southern Lab didn't call timeout. Now, I don't know. They're not keeping track of the timeouts on the scoreboard. Now, I say you've got to throw that 5 route, but it's an extremely difficult route to throw, and your quarterback's got to have a strong arm to throw it because it is to the sideline. I know Malik Antoine can break on the ball very good. I'm not sure how number 1 does for U-High, Brant Broussard. But, if he picks that off, then it's a pick 6.
Well, it's also got to be timed well.
It
and
has to be
practice,
timed.
practice, practice. And I'm going to guess they probably haven't done that.
Right. It has to be timed and practiced extensively. You're absolutely right.
Pate, back to punt for the Kittens. Ball's at the 17. Deep to return for the Cubs is number 3. That's Jalen Baker. Pate boots it away. Little bit of a wobbler, picked up around the 40, and he'll dive to the 38. Let's see where they spot it. That's going to be right at the 40. That's a 23-yard punt.
Good thing he fell, Eric.
Yeah.
Fielded by number 3, Baker. U-High take over first and 10 on the 40.
All right, so 3 minutes, 47 seconds. How much time on the clock when they score again, do you think?
I'm going to say more than 2 minutes.
More than 2 minutes. Okay, let's see.
So let's see. First down, 10 yards to go. U-High with the ball at the 40-yard line, leading Southern Lab 28-6. Man in motion is Alexander. Miles, play action. He's going to take it up the middle himself. Still on his feet. He just juked the safety. Still on his feet, up, and he's tackled around the 21-yard line. That's a gain of 19 yards by Miles. He's finally brought down by...
Miles on the carry.
Is that 28? Looks like Kentrell Grant. No, that's a running back. That can all blur together after a while.
Jaquari Taylor.
Jaquari Taylor is 26.
Tackles made by
On the far side of the field. Miles with one back behind him is Brosette. We have another whistle.
Looks like a flag. Encroachment.
ball, encroachment, defense.
How do they manage that?
Someone lined up offsides in the neutral zone.
Oh, I see. That's a live ball penalty, though. He said encroachment. So somebody got hit.
No. No, encroachment is when someone lines up offsides. Someone's in the neutral zone.
So they're going to start the clock. Shotgun formation. Back in an eye. There's the handoff. Brosette, and he's got the ball to the 3, to the 2, to the 1, touchdown. Oh, and took a man's head off as he got to the end zone. There's a penalty flag as there was some retaliatory pushback. Nick Brosette engaged a stiff arm right around the 1-yard line, taking off the helmet of the Southern Lab defender. He did not take too kindly to that and retaliated with a shove. That's not good. That's a 19-yard run.
Unfortunately,
by Brosette.
Unfortunately, the retaliation is what's going to get the penalty.
Right.
3 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in half.
I guess I was right about that.
Wow, they did that in under a minute.
Hit ball, sports light, to the left. We'll be on the kickoff.
I see the Prairie View coaches have made their way back over here to Southern Lab sideline. They're going over to U-Highs.
So Matt Berg out to kick the extra point. Snap, placement, kick, good. Does it so fluidly.
Yes.
Third point attempts good.
I think he made one from 38 last week here.
Good grief, he's got a leg. He will have an opportunity at the next level. Somebody needs a leg like that.
Right.
Well, the rain has finally cleared up, and
Let's see what's happening in the world of baseball, man.
So let's see. We have a lot of critical matchups going on this weekend. Of course, the Yankees and Red Sox are meeting up. The Red Sox are it's just a matter of time before they sock away the American League East Division. The Yankees are battling from their playoff lives. They come back from the dead to claw their way into just being one game back of the Tampa Bay Rays for the second and final wild card spot
the Rays
in the American League.
What?
The Rays got so hot, so hot after the All-Star break, and they've really struggled, and the struggling it's been all the way around. Their pitchers, except maybe for David Price, just can't seem to cut down opposing batters the way they were doing before, and it seems to always be something. I mean, they had a 3-game series with the Red Sox. They did win the third game of that series, but the first two they just let slip at the worst times. They weren't clutch when they needed to be. The Rays are going to have to sweat it out to the very end.
Red Sox over the Yankees 8-4 in the top of the ninth.
So they got a little help. Ho! Nick Brosette off a tee. Put it through the uprights. That would be about a 55-yard field goal if it were a field goal attempt. And he had enough leg, it might have skipped over from 60.
He could have free kicked that, and if he puts that through there, they get a point.
Well, it would have been a drop kick, though, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty hard.
That's pretty hard. Okay. In the top of the ninth, the Cubs lead the Pirates 5-4.
Well, the Pirates are having a tough time there. They were on top of that division, but their lead was always razor thin, and now they go down the stretch. They have a much tougher schedule than the Cardinals. They cannot afford to drop games against beatable opponents like the Cubs. The Cubs have gotten better as this year's gone on. They're going to finish 4th place, but this is not a 4th place team right now in September. Tough break for the Bucks.
National League leading winning team with the highest winning percentage, the Atlanta Braves. They're losing 4-3 in the middle of the 8th.
I'm sure they want home field throughout the playoffs, but otherwise it's not going to affect them any. They've had that division locked up forever.
A's and Rangers. A's on top 9-2 in the top of the 6th.
Huge game there, and any chance in the Rangers, you have to imagine. Oh man! And another decapitation as Xavier Bell took a ball up the middle, and he was brought down hard by Matt Berg, the kicker and wide receiver. So he's another guy with multiple skills, and he just took his head off. As you see his helmet rolling down there back around the 10-yard line. That's a big loss of about 4 yards on the play, 5 yards on the play.
That was a Clowney style hit.
That's a loss of 7. He's all the way back to the ball's back at the 14-yard line. Whew.
Clowney, what's his first name?
Jadeveon Clowney.
Oh, wow. That really resembled that hit. Dropping
back. There's the pass. Skips off the hands of Williams. Throw from Bladrick Veal incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Kittens. But,
continuing our Major League Baseball update. The Angels are behind the Astros 6-9 in the bottom of the 6th. The Tampa Bay Rays are up 3-0 over the Twins in the top of the 7th. The Seattle Mariners are over the St. Louis Cardinals 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th.
That's one the Cardinals cannot afford to lose. They need to sweep that series.
And
going long.
Oh, it's intercepted.
Oh boy! And nope, no flag, no nothing. There was little hands-on play there. Bladrick Veal launched a bomb to Kirtland Williams around midfield. Couldn't quite hold on to it. He was double covered.
Just underway. The Giants and the Dodgers in the first. No score.
Let me back up to you mentioned the A's and the Rangers, and what was the score in that game?
The Rays.
The A's. Oh, you just had it. Go down. Keep going.
No.
There it is.
A's and the Rangers 9-2.
So they're pummeling the Texas Rangers. You have to imagine manager Ron Washington, after choking away the AL West in the final week of the season, has got to be chomping at the bit to recover. They're already in position for the wild card spot. They cannot let Oakland run away with that division. They're only a couple of games back, but they've got to make a run now. This is their opportunity, because I believe this is their last series with Oakland for the remainder of the season to actually make up those games in whole instead of half game pieces and hoping they lose.
Right.
You can't get blown out like that by the Athletics.
That's right. Nothing like playing the team that you're chasing or the team that you're competing against.
And I don't think Texas wants to face another wild card situation for the second year in a row, and especially not against a team like, the second wild card would be between the Rays or the Yankees, and neither one of those teams are desirable. Especially the Yankees, who would be riding a surge of momentum into the postseason. So we have a timeout on the field. Perry, did that wrap up the base? Do we have any more Major League Baseball scores? 2:23 remaining in the first half.
Wonder what's going on across town at Memorial Stadium, where the McKinley High Panthers are taking on the Capitol High Lions in that storied rivalry.
I bet you that's one heck of a matchup tonight. So 4th down, Pate back to punt.
They're punting awfully quick with that no-huddle offense here.
Pate, kind of a, well, not a terrible kick. It's fielded around the 46-yard line. And moving to us, the left side of the field is Baker. Baker's in the open field. That's a mistake. He tried to reverse field. That's ill-advised. Oh, he's still on his feet. At midfield, then it's going to be actually a net of 0 on the return. Well, that was the most exciting. Actually, lost a yard. They're spotting at the 47. That's the most exciting 1-yard loss on a punt return I think I've seen in a while, Perry.
Right.
Wow.
He turned it into an adventure. But you want your player to run north and south there, not east and west.
Absolutely.
And he looked like a mouse in a maze. He wasn't sure where the cheese was.
We could have had a music bed going. I mean, that might be one of the not top 10. Actually, it was very entertaining to watch. Not sure if Coach Mahaffey feels that way, though.
Now, here's the issue, though, for the Southern Lab Kittens. As quickly as this U-High Cub team has scored, they could eclipse the 41 points that they put up last week in the first half. Real easy here.
42-yard punt by Pate, -1 return. Sorry, 32-yard punt by Pate. Net of 33. There's the pass upfield. Who caught that?
Miles pass complete to Jackson.
So that's Trey Jackson with the catch, and they're going to march the ball up. That's a first down.
28 Raleigh.
First down, 1 minute 59 seconds left to go in the game. Scores 35-6. U-High.
Ball's at the 30-yard line. Shotgun formation. Manny Miles, twins to the right. There's the hand. No, he's got the ball. Play action. He faked me out again. Miles has the first down. He's to the 20. He's to the 15-yard line. That's about a 15-yard run by Manny Miles. Boy, that kid's got some talent. So we'll see where the spot is.
Tackle was made by Hall.
Yep, 15-yard gain. First down and 10.
First down, U-High.
As
15-yard line.
1:45 and counting remaining in the first half.
Southern Lab has to find a way to keep them out of the end zone here. Even if Coach Mitchell has to take a timeout and motivate his team to that is winning this half. If we can keep them out of the end zone right here.
Shotgun formation. There's the play action, and Manny Miles is going to stick with it, still on his feet, and he's, dropped by a host of kittens, but not before gaining 5 yards on the play.
He does a great job of turning nothing into something.
Oh, he sure did.
Okay, so the clock is still running. That's a good thing.
So it's going to tick, 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 tick on down. We're moving down to the final. Now with 1 minute to go in the first half. 1 minute.
Ball's on the 10-yard line.
Second down and 5 yards to go for the Cubs. And they're going to put the receiver, Chandler Johnson, and he's going to give it to Brosette. So, but I think he was down. I think he hit the ground first. We'll see what happens.
I agree.
The referees are calling timeout. They're saying it's a change of possession.
No. The white cap is still pointing in the direction of U-High. Even though Southern Lab is coming off the field, the white hat is pointing in the direction.
And you can actually see number 21, Trevion Epps, signaling for the defense to come back onto the field.
And U-High is going to just run it without them on the field.
Well, that'll teach them. That'll teach them to just mosey off the field. I think they were being kind by letting them get in position. Okay, no, they had not start the play clock. I stand corrected. Miles, handoff, Brosette, stop.
Oh, big stop.
Gain of nothing.
Timeout, U-High.
Brosette on the carry.
Not sure, because we couldn't tell what was hydration timeouts or what were team timeouts early on.
Looks like there's a Kittens player who's cramping up on the field with the ball at the 2-yard line. And that will bring up a second down. That was an...
Eric, I'm going to tell you, though, you know what I would do here? I would go with that trip set throw the ball out to one of my receivers.
Why not? What do you have to lose? You don't get your best player roughed up any further.
They're so overly matched.
They sure are. And if they stack the line, I thought when they brought in Chandler Johnson, to line up a quarterback, you think it might be some kind of an option, but it was just a little trickery by Coach Mahaffey because he handed it off right up the chute, right through the A gap to Brochette. Right. Didn't fool Southern Lab though; they did not bite. They got a hold of him. So it's 2nd and goal at the 2. Trying to see who the player shaking up for Southern Lab is. It looked like it was only cramping because he seemed to go down after the play was over, and I didn't think didn't appear to be involved in the tackle. But we'll see. We'll see what transpires.
Well, I'm not sure who U-High has who either of these teams have next week, but U-High is going to make a formidable run to the Superdome this year with this quality of a team.
They sure are. They are very, very impressive, Perry. So they are carrying their man off the field. I still can't see the number of that player. And they're clearing one out. Might be okay, no, that's much more serious than cramping. He's covering his face. That's either an ankle or a knee, and you hate to see that. Probably a knee, and you hate to see that. Oh, boy. There's the handoff. Brochette around the left side. Breaks one tackle. Stacked up at about the 4. He's going to lose 2 yards on the play.
Process the ball carrier.
That's once again Darbion Prophet with the sure tackle. Open field tackle on a
Tackle made by Prophet.
high caliber runner like Brochette.
Yeah, he's made some good. He's made some good plays, and that one was in a relatively open field considering it was, only 2 yards to go. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 4. Brochette loses 2 yards.
I like that young man's tackling skill.
Yeah. Darbion Prophet, he's got some skills there. He and Jannard Robinson, I thought they made a couple of nice open field plays.
Well, that time they elected to go with Brochette. I think this time they will make the pass.
I think so. Because they know that Southern Lab is going to be stacking it up for Brochette anyway.
Right. It's there.
Still couldn't get a view of the player who was injured and carried off the field. I just hope he's all right, but it didn't look too good. Not by the body language anyway.
Right. They come out in a double set instead of the trip set.
Miles, back to throw, fires, end zone, caught, touchdown, Brant Broussard, number 1. And that will put U-High over the 40-point threshold.
Right at 41.
41-6 with 15 seconds to go in the first half. Boy, this is a rout.
Touchdown.
Are y'all recruiters?
Kick is up and good. And that is Matt Berg, so he's 6 for 6 on the point afters. And so the score, the University High Cubs 42, the Southern Lab Kittens 6 here on Louisiana All-AmericanSports.com.
Body language isn't looking really good.
They're kind of
good down there on that Southern Lab side.
Kind of dragging on back to their positions in the kickoff. It's kickoff formation. It's tough. It's really tough to be on this end of a game like this, but they know they have to be aware of the caliber of opponent that they're facing tonight.
So what do you think they're talking about? The coaches are talking about in that U-High huddle over there right now.
Probably talking about Domino's or Pizza Hut. I don't know.
Probably not. Make sure you don't kick it at number 17.
Oh yeah, that's true. Kick it away. Keep it away. Let's squib it.
Yeah, but Domino's or Pizza Hut is also
McDonald's or Burger King. What do you kids want? Good job.
Yeah.
Yep, they're going to kick it kind of a high end over end kick, placed right at the 25, picked up and returned. I'm sorry. Yep, picked up and returned. Actually, didn't gain much of anything. He tried to go to the middle of the field.
Fielded by number 9, Rainey, tackled by number 5, Weir.
And looks like Rainey only gained about, that was Dion Rainey, actually gained 4 on the return, so they knew to keep it away from Peyton.
29-yard line.
You know, at this point, I don't know if I'm Dion Rainey, just don't turn it around from the 25 and throw it right to Derek Payne sitting back at the 2-yard line. They still might come out ahead. U-High certainly wouldn't know what hit him, that's for sure. There's the handoff up the middle. And it's going to go for a short gain. That's probably going to be the last play of the half, as the clock is ticking. That's it. That's going to be the end of the first half. The score: the University High Cubs 42, the host Southern Lab Kittens 6. As we will take a break for halftime here on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com.
Tara Johnson, report to the press box. Tara Johnson.
So we will be enjoying the University High School band as they'll be coming out onto the field momentarily. And there's the drum major. And they have a host of dancers at U-High. They got quite a setup out there. So here we go. Nice healthy crowd out here tonight. Especially now that the very foul weather that delayed the start of the game has subsided. And here we go. Raise the volume so I can pick up the band.
So this one comes with the Pro.
We get that period. Honestly, without the video workers, I think that's the biggest advantage of the Pro. We just, like I said, the research. We had a facility. We went to facilities with Wi-Fi or Ethernet connection in different stores. I just don't see how it's worth the investment without the enhanced video.
That's pretty good.
we had a lot of, we had no more than 5 at a time, but we had people coming in and out of the night. Still a lot of people that we touched. The first broadcast of the year.
Who does Dutchtown play next week?
Destroying. That destroying crowd is important. They have a big following. I don't think they have any radio. Of course, we have to get it first. I'm working on it.
Seems like I should be able to find a part in the back of this.
Hey, yo, come on.
But the question is, do we even really want to try to pursue that one very much? Or know at least that their home crowd already has a carrier.
Right. No, right now I'm just trying to get an update on their game to deliver to our fans. And it might not be able to find it.
You want the door closed?
Have you had any contact at all with Coach Holmes recently, or what's up? Are they doing the same thing on their end, or did they not get off the ground, or what?
I don't know, you want me to go read it?
I mean, I'd love to be exclusive to one school that's already networked for private school, but can't hurt to ask. That's cool.
I had no idea. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah. They probably cool. Hardly can afford all the man that they could possibly want. So we are just a few minutes away from the start of the second half here at Doug Williams Stadium. University High. Ooh, boy, they looked sharp in that first half, Perry, didn't they?
They did, Eric. Yeah, I was just looking on the website to see when they're going to actually play Parkview Baptist, because that's going to be a battle for that 7-3A title, and that game's October the 7th. So they're just look like they're tuning up for that.
Yeah, they do, and they look very sharp. They look really well coached, well prepared. They're executing their plays with just great choreography and timing, and they look like a legitimate contender, Perry. They are living up to the hype so far. You know,
That's right.
They're not a team that's falling in love with their own press clippings and falling victim to it. They are meeting expectations thus far.
And Eric, it's not something that has taken place overnight. This has been a long time coming for U High. They've gradually been disappointed in the playoffs year after year, and it looks like this time they're going to try to take that next step and elevate. Not only have they moved up in classification from 2A to 3A, but now they feel like that they can actually get to the Dome. And I think either last year or a couple years ago, in fact, I've got the background information here. Last year they went 12-2, 5-0 in district. They made it to the semifinal round and lost to Evangel by 7 points.
Right.
So they were right next to the Dome.
I mean, they were knocking on the door last year. They could very well kick it in this year.
Right. So it's going to be interesting to see how this team progresses. They're playing like a mature football team.
Disciplined, focused.
Yeah, but however, though, when we look at their schedule, Eric, they're not loaded with a bunch of seniors.
Right.
Not their schedule. When we look at their
roster, yeah.
Yeah, they're not overloaded with a bunch of seniors.
Which means they are going to be very good for several years to come.
Right.
At this level, very good.
So,
Coach Mahaffey's done a heck of a job building up that machine on LSU's campus.
Yeah, I want to say about 12 or 13 seniors. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. There are a lot of changes, a lot of proposals floating around high school football here in Louisiana. One of the things that is being proposed now is where we have just parish boundary lines. If a young guy lives anywhere within East Baton Rouge Parish, he can go to any school he wants as a freshman. But once he goes to that school, he's locked into that school. If he transfers, he does lose a year eligibility unless it's a legitimate move. So with things like that, kids want to go to winners.
That's right.
And
U High is a winner.
Yeah, so you may see the barnyard being stocked even more if that should come to fruition for LHSAA. And I think LHSAA just wants to get out of the attendance zone,
the regulatory business, or at least not be as heavy-handed.
It's a lot easier to regulate. Does he live in East Baton Rouge Parish?
If yes, okay. Because you're absolutely correct. I mean, that will consume a lot of time and resources. And at the end of the day, how important is it? You want to sit there and check a kid's mail?
Right.
How important is it at the end of the day?
And a lot of the community schools that lie in outlying areas where everyone in White Castle goes to White Castle High.
Right.
So those towns have a distinct advantage where,
big recruiting advantage.
Right. So in football, when you get to the higher classifications, Baton Rouge just is not competing on the state level.
Absolutely.
Once you get past Parkview Baptist, which plays in 3A,
right,
4A and 5A, we're not even on the map.
The talent's too diluted, Perry.
Right.
Which is what makes it so amazing. In basketball, of course, you're looking at 5 guys versus 11 on the field of play at the time, and only 5 positions versus 22. But it's amazing still that with all the talent in Baton Rouge that they have managed to have back-to-back state championships at the 5A level, because there's so many options and so many good schools and so many good programs here in Baton Rouge.
I mean, well, when you think about it, on the professional level. You're one ping pong ball away from being a contender in basketball.
Right.
Whereas,
In the right year.
You know, in the right year. Whereas in football, you know, it'll elevate your team. However,
Well, I'll say
you're
this
gonna
much.
need some.
If that one person is a quarterback and goes to the right team, like Andrew Luck, for example, it can turn you around.
RG3.
Or Robert Griffin III, right? Exactly. That can turn you around. That's the one position that can turn everything around immediately. But that aside, I agree. I mean, your offensive tackle, while critical, that's not going to change your team overnight. You know, running back could make a big difference, but it's not going to turn you around overnight. Defensive back, you got to have, you know, other than quarterback, to your point, Perry, that's the only position in football that can turn you around. You still have to have the right people around.
Right. So,
you know?
and you know, the point is that in basketball, you can do it with diluted talent.
Right.
Because, you know, we covered all last year a basketball team that because they had the most heralded player coming out of Louisiana high school basketball last year,
right,
they were head and shoulders above everyone else.
Right. And it showed.
Yeah, so if you take him out of the mix, they're an average basketball team.
Maybe a little above average.
Maybe a little above.
But yeah, you're right. To your point, I mean, they still have, you know, an all-stater in Chad Williams and right, you know, a nationally scouted player in Brandon Sampson. I mean, there are definitely some people there. But you're right. They were. I mean, the championship game to the very same Simsboro team they lost to a year ago in the closing seconds, it wasn't even close in 2013.
And not that the big guy had a big game there.
He didn't. But he was
over the breadth of the season.
Right.
You know, without Darrell Martin.
Oh, right. Exactly. I'm looking forward to seeing Madison Prep basketball this year. That's a really fun high school to watch.
That is.
Great program, excellent coaching.
Basketball in Baton Rouge is just great.
It is.
It is.
That's where the talent is.
So, but when it comes to football, you know, at the higher levels, the 4A, 5A classification, we haven't seen anything in years.
Nope. And it's going to be your smaller town, your evangels, your factories, your evangels and your Ouachita's and places of that ilk at the 4 and 5A level.
Right.
I'm curious to see what St. Aug's going to do. They do have a major impact player. Can't remember the young man's name all of a sudden, but if you're listening at home or catching the replay on YouTube, by all means, Google St. Aug nationally ranked football player, something like that. You'll find him. And this guy's, I've heard a lot of chatter about him in local sports talk, and apparently this kid's the real deal. Now, is LSU in position to recruit this young fella?
They are. They are on his list. Along with Alabama.
Oh. Oh, man, I don't want to hear that. That's not good at all. That's bad. So they're playing the final countdown, probably the final countdown of the halftime, and the Southern Lab Kittens are heading back onto the field.
Let's see, let's go to 247sports.com and see if I can track down his name.
So the Kittens are ready to get it on. I don't see U High back on the field yet. The play clock is lit, so it's just a matter of time. Looks like the U High band is striking up.
Oh, is that the first time they've played?
They played while you were in the suite, in the hospitality suite. They were playing on the field at halftime.
I mean, but from the stands, that's the first time they've played.
That I can recall, yeah. And here come the Cubs.
Let's get it started in here.
Let's get it started has a whole different meaning when the score is 42-6. I mean, I can only imagine if I'm a lot of these Southern Lab players, I'm like, let's get it finished in here. Let's wrap it up.
It's contact, there's no distances.
So they are now set to kick.
20 on the tackle for U High. That's Larian James. Laren James. And he makes that tackle at about the 23-yard line where the Kittens will take over. They've got to get something going offensively here. And I'm interested to see if defensively, if they've made any adjustments. Although, you know, as we saw last week, or as we heard last week, U High is a classed act, and they're not trying to run the score up on anyone. They had 41 points at the end of the first half last week and didn't score another point. Number 5 on the carry, that's
Lang.
Lang for the Lab. No gain on the play, tackled by Bird for U High.
So up to the line. Here come the Kittens.
Get it 10.
Shotgun formation. Play clock down to about 12. Bladderville calls the signals. Low snap. Drops back to throw. Moves out to his right. Fires, and it's going to skip, and it's going to go incomplete. Pass was intended for number 8, Devin Dixon.
Pass intended for number 8. Incomplete.
Johnson with the coverage.
Leonard Fournette is the young man out of St. Aug. He's a 6'1", 226-pound running back.
Oh, my God. That's a tank.
Right, and his teammate Speedy Knowles is the number 3 recruit in the state of Louisiana. They're on the same team.
So St. Aug's going to have a very interesting 1-2 punch. Veal fires. It's tipped in the air. That could have easily been intercepted. He threw right over the middle. It skipped off a few fingertips. The ball went way high in the air, and they're very lucky that ball just to kind of skip to the turf.
And Fournette is considering Alabama, LSU, Michigan, and USC.
Damn it, what's wrong with that kid? So there's the whistle. And Derek Pate to kick, deep to receive for the Cubs, number 3, Jalen Baker. Boots it away. Nice kick by Pate. That's going to be fielded around the 44-yard line. Baker to the 50, 45, 40. Wow, to the 35. So a very good kick by Pate. That was about a 30, exactly a 30-yard punt, but 32-yard punt, but a heck of a return and very little net on that special teams play.
First and 10.
Eric, the number 1 offensive tackle in the state of Louisiana, 6'5", 300-pound kid, Cameron Robinson, is already committed to Alabama.
Well, you can't get them all, I guess. Of course, I don't know what's going on down there. I don't know exactly what's going on in Alabama, but if they keep on handing pre-filled out Scantrons to players, you might decommit from there. Time will tell.
Let's see who Speedy Knowles is considering. Texas A&M. Texas A&M, LSU, and Florida.
After he visits Texas A&M, he might find LSU to be a little more to his liking. So, we have a break in the action here in the third quarter. You are listening to University High at Southern Lab here on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com. Ball at the 36-yard line of the Kittens. Shotgun formation. Manny Miles still in at quarterback. Twins left, twins right. Here comes Miles. Looks, rolls to his left, throws. It's caught. Complete to number 24, Malik Antoine, and he's brought down out of bounds at about the 30-yard line.
And
gain of 6.
Two things there. One, U High is working on their game. That they can't help, who they are and what their schedule is. So they're working on their execution.
Right.
But the Southern Lab guys, coaching staff, still coaching like this is a very close football game. And I love to see that. I love to see that.
That's how you help keep your kids going, in spite of the score. There's a screen pass over to Johnson. Johnson moves left and breaks right. He has the first down yardage and then some, brought down around the 24-yard line.
Now, Southern Lab didn't make one adjustment to that play. They have moved the safety over top So now at least there are 3 guys out there, but he's still 10, 15 yards deep.
Chandler Johnson, good run there. Good agility show going in and out along with the blocks. Ball's at about the 25-yard line. Miles hands off to Brissett up the middle. He's going to pick up about 4. There's a flag on the play.
The ball carrier.
Let's see what the call is.
Tackle made by White.
We have a holding against U-High. And so that'll push him back 10 yards.
You know what, Eric? The only player, according to 24/7 Sports, the only Baton Rouge player in the top 10 as far as college prospects for the class of 2014 is actually in this game, Garrett Brumfield.
How about that? What's his? Is he a lineman?
He's a lineman, 6'3", 272 pounds. Garrett Brumfield, number 77.
That is a big boy.
Playing left tackle.
I see why. He looks like a college football player too. My goodness.
Yes, and he has committed to LSU.
Miles rolls out to his right, steps up, steps back, throws downfield. Good job by the Kittens. Good read there by the safety, number 3, Brandon Pitts. Pass was intended for Brant Broussard, broken up.
Broken up by Pitts.
And there's another flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
So they've been moseyed on back.
Ineligible downfield. Offense.
And they're going to say it was an ineligible man downfield. You can't go downfield till that ball's been thrown. And pass was incomplete, but looks like they're going to move him back a few more yards. So it's 1st and a mile right now for the Cubs. Ball is now at the... looks like maybe they could decline the penalty. So the ball's at the 32-yard line of the Kittens. Brings up 2nd down. Clearly they figured it was worth it to trade the down. Well, they got him leaping with the cadence. They got him into the neutral zone, but they came back in time before the ball was shifted.
Here's a mismatch again. Throw the bubble screen out here to the left. There's 3 on 2. The safety's in the middle of the field.
And they're going to go down. I don't even think he looked that way. It's down there for... Oh, man, he just overthrew Brant Broussard, who was streaking open down the sideline. He had completely burned the cornerback, number 33, Dorian Welsh. And all he had to do was just take a little bit off that ball. He also never looked to his left where the slot receiver was running open, Perry.
Well, now they're just trying to work on their game. I don't understand from a Southern Lab perspective, what is number 3, the safety, doing in the middle of the field if he's not going to go help over there?
Right.
If he's not going to help over there, he needs to slide down here to help out down here.
Well, I think that might have been what he was waiting for, looking for the deep pass like that one to the end zone, and it is right through the hands of number 29, Mark Gravois, the intended receiver. Perhaps if this were basketball, Manny Miles would have scored 2 points because it went right through a hoop. But that was not the case, and it's an incomplete pass and brings up 4th down.
But Brandon Pitts is in no man's land from a safety's perspective. He's not covering anyone. He's not helping on either side.
He should have been down there to help out on Broussard because Broussard was gone. He could have at least, had it been caught, maybe if he had broken a little sooner, he could have made a hit, stopped him inside the 5. This is a 49-yard field goal attempt for Nick Berg. And
over and under.
I think he's going to make it. From what I saw earlier, snap, placement, kick, it's going to be short. It's up,
it's a little short.
And it could be returned, but it's not. It's going to bounce to the end zone. But I'll tell you what, a 49-yard field goal attempt, that was good, Perry, from 40.
Yeah.
And maybe even a little more. He's got the leg, and I'm sure he's capable of hitting that.
Yes.
Wow.
The guts of the coach to put him out there, huh?
Well, I'm sure he's hit that in practice. We saw him hit it from 55 off the tee.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. The kid's got a leg. Well, he's a senior. Don't think he'll be kicking at any Division I schools if it's going to come up that short, but you never know. I mean, that was straight.
Right.
He had the accuracy. Veal fires. Nope, slips through the hands of Derek Pate. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 yards to go.
Still a great play call, though, because you've been running him on so many verticals. They're giving him that space.
Right.
So, continue to do that. And hopefully they can pick up 8 to 10 yards at a time.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. University High 42, Southern Labs 6 in the third quarter here at Doug Williams Stadium. Shotgun formation, play action. Veal's going to roll out to the far right side. He's going to get smashed. I don't even think he gained a yard, maybe 1 yard. He's brought down by a host of U-High players.
Yeah, the U-High linemen look like they've packed it up.
And Lowry.
U-High or
Southern Lab, the Southern Lab lineman, excuse me.
Third down, 9 yards to go. Veal gained about a yard on that last run. Veal drops back to pass. He has time. Well, no, they let one slide. Looked like a hole. He throws way downfield. It's a jump ball, no good. Over the head of number 7, Kirtland Williams. And that's fourth down, and that should bring out the punting unit.
You know what, though, Eric? Because of the new format, Southern Lab's going to make the playoffs. They are a select school.
Right.
All the select schools make the playoffs because of the numbers. They just don't have a whole lot in single A.
Sure.
If these guys could just keep getting better, who knows?
Well, look, you're definitely looking at literally two different leagues. There's a high end over end kick. It's going to bounce around midfield and be spotted at the 49-yard line of the Kittens. You were saying though, Perry, about their
that anything can happen. You know, they're going to be a select school in their classification in their district. Madison Prep has been classified as a select school. Both those teams will make the playoffs. No telling who they may play, and no telling what single A select school football is across the state. Now, single A public school football is pretty doggone good.
Right.
You know, West St. John, White Castle, those guys they've got some football teams. But on the select side, you never know.
Well, let's see what happens here as we have looks like they're still marching their starters out there. Manny Miles is still out there for the Cubs. 1st and 10, ball at the 49-yard line of the Kittens. U-High 42, Southern Labs 6 here in the third quarter.
Rain did a great job cooling off the evening.
It sure did. And you can actually feel a gentle breeze coming through here at Doug Williams Stadium. And it looks like they're helping an injured player. It looks like Trey Jackson, I believe, they're helping off the field for U-High. I didn't see what happened to him in that last exchange. He's walking a little gingerly. Seems to be favoring his left foot, rather. Walking gingerly on the right. So they're going to blow the ball in play. Here we go. First down, 10 yards to go. Man in arcing motion. That's Alexander. Handoff to Brosette. Brosette around the left side. Breaks a couple of tackles. Finally brought down by number 20, Malcolm Hall. Gain of about 4.
Tackled by Malcolm Hall. Pickup of 3 brings up 2nd and 7.
So 2nd and 7, officially a 3-yard gain. Ball's going to be spotted at the 46-yard line, just short of the 45. Seven seconds on the play clock. Trips to the right, one man left. Miles, play action, screen pass to Alexander, wide open. If he shakes this tackler, he's gone pecan, but he does not. Good job.
Miles pass complete.
Christian Mims missed his block. He never made the block. And Hall made a great tackle. Open field tackle.
That was outstanding.
3rd and 6.
7:12 to go in the third quarter. Clock still ticking. And the officials have not blown the play clock in yet. And I don't think Coach Mitchell's going to be screaming for them to put the time back on the clock.
Nah, I think everybody's ready to go home here.
Yep. Shotgun formation. Twins left, one to the right. Play action pass. Moving out to his left was Miles. Oh, nice pass and throw and catch to Christian Mims, the junior. And that's going to be another first down for the U-High Cubs.
Christian Mims isn't out there to block. He's out there to catch.
Stuff for first down.
Outstanding catch.
Takes the ball down to the southern 32-yard line, first and 10.
So the ball spotted at the 32, and the U-High Cubs now have a first down and 10 yards to go. 17 seconds on the play clock. Looks like a substitution package is coming in. Nick Berg coming back in for University High.
Second week in a row, man, we've put in extra work.
Well, you know, the rain will do that. There's a handoff up the middle, and it took a host of kittens to bring down Jordan Davis, and he gained about looks like a yard.
55.
Maybe perhaps he gained a yard on that play. So that's going to bring up second down and 9 yards to go. And you're right, Perry, we have put in some overtime. Bad weather will do that. I mean, between the late starts and in this game, you just had a lot of incomplete passes by the Kittens and a lot of quick scores by the Cubs.
Right, so the game tends to drag along.
Trips to the right, tight formation. There's the handoff. Jordan with the ball. That's Jordan Davis, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of about 6, it looks like. We'll see where they spotted. They spotted right at the 25, so that's a 6-yard gain. That'll bring up third down and 2 yards to go. And we have a timeout. That's an official timeout.
Number 55, Corey White. Brings up third. Got 3.
So third down and 3 yards to go when we come back.
So the Kittens have to tighten up on their defense here, see if they can stop the Cubs here, and we might get a chance to see Matthew Burke take another attempt at it.
I'd like to see another long kick. I mean, we're looking right here. I mean, if they want to snap it right now, we're looking at over 40 yards, and I'd like to see that at the high school level.
From the left hash.
Yeah, right. He's a right-footed kicker, so that's going to be some interesting geometry he's going to pull off there. But I think he can do it. That kid's got an impressive leg. He's got great accuracy. Everything he's hit has gone dead center.
I think Nick Brossett's done for the night for the Cubs.
And as well he should be. You definitely don't want him going out there taking any more hits. Let him rest up, get ready for next week. Shotgun formation. Man in motion is Alexander. There's the handoff to Jordan Davis. He's going to go up the middle. He's got the first down. Stopped right at the 20-yard line.
Davis.
Won't get a chance to see that field goal this time.
Doesn't look like it. So they are going to spot it.
First down. U-High.
Looks like at the 21-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Clock still ticking here in the third quarter. 4 wide receivers, Twins left, Twins right, and looks like a neutral zone infraction.
Dead ball. Defense.
So we have a dead ball foul. So on the defense for encroaching into the neutral zone. So they're going to move it up 5 yards. Then they'll bring up first and 5. Ball at the 16-yard line, and they're going to start the clock again. Start the clock again. There we go. The officials kind of had to give them a few nudges there.
All 3 of them rolling their hands.
So shotgun formation, trips to the left, play action, passes end zone for Broussard, touchdown. And the lava flow continues downhill. Boy, oh boy.
Miles pass complete to Broussard.
So that's a 16-yard pass from Manny Miles to Brant Broussard, and the University High is now 48-6.
Wow.
Yeah. Overall, I'd say a very successful night for the Cubs and a rather depressing night for these Kittens.
Well, the Kittens are going to have to regroup and, just go back to the drawing board. I don't even know if you watched this on film tomorrow.
You got to learn something somewhere. There are still opportunities on individual plays for improvement that we saw And I guess that's the part, or do you just toss it in the trash can and put it in the rear view?
And that may be. You're not going to see this type of talent,
Right.
Anymore this year. You saw St. Charles Catholic last week defending state champions. Now you're seeing U High. So, the worst part of your schedule may be over.
Right. The gauntlet, you finally done running the gauntlet.
Right. Well, you do still have Kentwood, who is ranked 5th in the state right now. When the rankings come out Monday, they won't be 5th since they lost this week to Jules Sumner this weekend, yesterday actually. So, but they're still the overwhelming favorite to run away with the district. The Kentwood Kangaroos.
Kentwood is, they always have a tough team every year. I mean, even going back to when I was in high school many, many years ago, they were a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, I actually think that they are ranked number 2 behind John Curtis in total state championships, I believe.
I buy into that.
Yeah. Speaking of John Curtis, they've got a big game this weekend in the Superdome, I believe.
Now, who are they playing this weekend?
That I'm not quite sure. I think it's a national game. It's a team out of Florida.
Out of Florida, I saw that on the schedule this week. I think it's going to be like the Fox New Orleans game of the week. Yeah. Meanwhile, Kirtland Williams it's Derek Pate brings it back out to the 24-yard line. Another nice return by Pate.
Derek Pate on the return, tackle number 5. Weird.
St. Augustine out of Florida.
Okay. Yeah. 10 or 24-yard line.
Handoff to Lane. He picks up about 3.
Lane and the carry stopped by Miles.
4-yard gain. Southern Lab still no huddle. Two-yard gain by Lane on that time on the same play. It's just a right zone play.
Go ahead.
They give Lane the ball. He runs on the right side and just tries to find a hole.
So sorry about that, folks. We had a hiccup in our internet connectivity, but we're back on. Thanks for staying with us. Dropping back, Veal steps up. Now he's going to throw way downfield. He overthrows Pate. But Pate was wide open. If he had caught it, he'd have been gone right around the 40-yard line. I could actually hear a sugar honey iced tea all the way up here in the press box. He wanted that one.
But the problem is, though, Derek Pate didn't think he was initially getting the ball.
Right.
So he half ran his routes. Then when the quarterback got in trouble, he tries to, quarterback's looking for him all the way.
Right.
But because he didn't run the route initially, he wasn't open.
Sounds like you're familiar with his some of his practice habits.
I see it in my sleep.
And fires at his cock. Oh, complete to Pate. Nice stiff arm.
Great tap.
As he took down, he took the man down. Number 33, Adam Lewis felt the wrath of Derek Pate.
Picks up a first down.
But I think the Lab coaching staff will go back to the drawing board, find some more creative ways to get Derek Payton involved. Maybe some jet sweeps. The young man's so talented. He's got to get more offensive touches.
Bill's pass intended for Pate incomplete.
And now Veal is looking for no one but Pate. He's looking for Pate exclusively. And the U-High Kittens realize that, and they're all over him.
Yeah, you work with what you got.
Yeah, but you've also got, number 7, Kirtland Williams on the other side as well. So, he's got to get some touches just to keep U-High honest. And Kirtland Williams is in the slot right now to the top of the screen on the left side of the field. Hand off to Lane.
Right up the middle. Gains maybe 2, you think?
Yeah, possibly. Actually, that's a new carrier. That's Henderson back there, not Lane.
Okay, so
Henderson's the 5'7" senior that normally plays defensive back.
So Michael Henderson Jr. now in the game for the first time today.
Quarterback's high on his throws. I don't like that route combination either. He had to throw the ball over Curtis Williams, and Bell was about 3 yards behind Williams in the same plane as Williams. And because he had to get the ball over Kirtland Williams' head, he also threw it over Xavier Bell's head. I think that was someone ran the wrong route there.
Back to throw. Veal steps up in the pocket. He's sacked. Brought down. First was Berg, Matt Berg, that got to him, and also assisted on that tackle by number 30, John Guidry.
That was 4th down, so now we've got to turn over on down.
Oh boy, it's just continuing to pour on down.
Eric, there's an old saying in the coaching profession. You got to know how to win games as well as you got to know how to lose games.
Right.
And the spread offense, no huddle offense is not the proper way to lose a game because you're too vulnerable.
Elaborate on that a little bit more for us non-coaching types.
Because you're no huddle, you're giving the other team more opportunities to score.
Right.
You would be better served here by lining up in a power I, running every play. The clock doesn't run when you throw those incomplete passes.
Right.
The no huddle offense is just not the offense to lose games with.
If your goal is to get out of here, that's the wrong way to do it.
That's not the way.
You certainly have to think that they're not expecting to come back at this point.
Right.
Down 43 points in the second half. And that is the end of the third quarter. The score: the U-High Cubs 49, the Southern Lab Kittens 6. Here on Louisiana All-Americansports.com. So we have a little bit of drop the bomb going on from the band. Oh, they got a dance team over there too. You can see all kinds of gold just reflecting over here. Yep. It's like they have a cheerleading army.
That's what to do. Okay, so the U-High has a new quarterback. It's number 15.
That's Johnson that's come back. Chandler
Johnson. And they're in the pistol formation with Jordan Davis standing behind Johnson.
And there's Jordan Davis right up the middle. Looks like he's going to get about, nice healthy game there. And he really pounded it forward. That's about a 5-yard gain. He's awfully close to yet another first down, Perry.
Moffitt on the tackle.
It's on 31.
All right, Eric, let's talk predictions this weekend in the world of football.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I know LSU by how many?
Oh, I think we're looking at least 40.
Yeah, at least 40.
I don't know what the spread is. I think the spread's 35, but I think 40. I think the UAB actually made them have a few uncomfortable moments in the second quarter of last week's game, and I think Coach Miles might want to hammer out any dents that they might have in their armor.
Mecklenburg, how many touchdown passes?
Zach Mettenberger, I think we're looking at about 4. No, I'm going to say 3. I think they're going to go ahead early. And speaking of running up a score, Jordan Davis has just taken the ball around the left side. That is about a 27-yard touchdown run. And U High has just crossed the half-century mark.
Okay, so did you finish that?
I think Mettenberger, we're looking at probably about 3 scores. I think we have a couple of good matchups. Of course, the game of the year thus far in this young season is Texas A&M facing Alabama.
Alabama looking
at
for
Kyle
revenge.
Field. I think it's going to be tough. Kyle Field is a very difficult place to go and to win, but for my money, I still like the Crimson Tide. Other than schools named LSU, Nick Saban has not lost anyone 2 years in a row since being at Bama. That's other than LSU.
Right. Right. So I really see Nick Saban getting it done. I don't see the Heisman Trophy winner, the 2013 Heisman Trophy winner, being able to do what he did last year to Alabama.
No, but Perry, why not? I mean, Bama's defense is actually probably a step, maybe a notch. I don't even want to say a step, but maybe a hair down from last year. They've lost some people, and just in the Virginia Tech game, you saw some, I don't even want to use the word softness, but you can tell they weren't what they were last year or the year before.
Well, I think Manziel kind of caught them by surprise last year.
Well, that's for sure.
And I just think that they will be better prepared for that this year when it takes place. Update from White Castle 46, Covenant Christian 10. White Castle Bulldogs get their second victory on the young season. Congratulations to Coach Jackson.
Absolutely.
And Coach Lamar Thomas, the head coach.
Snap, placement, kick, good. So their reserve kicker wasn't nearly as pretty as Matthew Berg, but he got it right through there. He had about 10 yards to spare. That was number 44, Aiden Gale. So those guys, they've got some their special teams are special.
Back to the White Castle score. That's an interesting margin of victory for White Castle because Covenant Christian was receiving top 10 votes by the Louisiana Sports Writers Association for Class 1A, and no one voted for White Castle.
Well, I'll tell you. I'm sorry, Perry.
So maybe by the time the polls come out next week, we'll see White Castle crack that top 10. I've seen them play. They're a very good Class 1A football team.
Well, it tells you a couple of things. Number one, White Castle is for real. Number two, Kevin Jackson's one heck of a coach. And you sometimes have to wonder, sometimes the grass can appear to be greener on the other side. You just have to wonder if maybe Madison Prep pulled the trigger too soon, initiating a change in coaching regime.
I'm going to stay out of that conversation.
All right, so we'll just steer that. All I'll say is that Rome wasn't built in a day, but we'll steer right back down to the action as Aiden Gale out to kick deep to receive for the Kittens are number 17, Derek Pate. No, actually, Derek Pate's not out there. I do see Williams. Curlin and Williams does feel that he's going to pitch it back to, I believe it's Xavier Bell. Bell to the 35, to the 40, 45 midfield. He's the 45-40, 45-30. Has one man to beat. 15-10-5, touchdown Kittens. And there are no flags on the field. That one's going to stand, unlike the last housing of a kick return. So the Kittens at least breaking in double figures.
Wow. Where has that speed been all night? You know what, Eric? They have some speed.
They have some speed, and they have some good wedge blocking on the special teams. Where was that? That ball was fielded kind of shallowly right around the 21, 22-yard line. That's about an 80-yard return. That's a great play. So it looks like they're going to come out for the 2-point conversion. Veal, hands off. Lang got it. 2-point conversion is good.
Job. Good second effort.
So good hustle there after being stopped initially at about the 2. And DeMonte Lang breaks it on into the end zone. So that will make the score University High 56, Southern Lab 14 here in the fourth quarter. You are listening to Louisiana High School football on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com.
Wow.
So deep to receive for the Cubs. Number 18. He's new into the game. That's Marshall Vick. And number 33, Adam Lewis. Deep kick. End over end, but shallow. It's fielded at around the 27-yard line. It's going to be right back to about the 41, so it's about a 14-yard return. I actually didn't see who returned it, though. Didn't get a license on that truck there. They're on the far side of the field.
Brown on the return.
10 minutes, 7 seconds to go in the game. U-High with a commanding lead. 42-point lead here.
U-High takes over the first and 10 on that 41-yard line.
U-High comes out in a shotgun formation on their own 42-yard line. Behind the center in the shotgun formation is Christian Mims. He hands the ball off to number 10, Chase Brown, and he goes nowhere.
Stopped by Welch.
He's actually tackled by Welch for the Southern Lab Kittens.
Number 2, Christian Mims.
That's number 33, Dorian Welch. Second and 11, loss of about a yard on the play. And Chase Brown on the carry, he picks up about 8.
Stopped by Crawford. Brings up 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. Third and 2. U-High is letting the play clock run down. They're not taking a snap until the clock runs down below the 5-second mark. Again, a very high-class organization. They're not interested in running up the score. They keep in mind that this is about the kids, so they are making an effort not to embarrass the Southern Lab Kitten players.
So we have a 4th down here, and I can only imagine the punting unit's going to come out now for U-High.
Looks like they're leaving the team on the field, the offense.
Maybe they want to see what they can do. It looks like, from my vantage point, looks like almost all backups on the field at this point.
There are. Unless they're going to let it run all the way down, call timeout, and then send out the punting unit.
Certainly a possibility. Just make it as merciful as possible.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they've done.
Yeah.
So we have a timeout. I believe that's U-High's first timeout of the half. Ball is at the Cubs' 48-yard line, and when we return, Southern Lab will take possession of the balls. We have 7 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. 7:12 remaining in the game.
You have your ticket, pull it out. We're fixing to announce the winning number.
So back to predictions for the weekend. We have Alabama, Texas A&M. I like Alabama in that matchup. I just don't see Saban losing in consecutive years to the same opponent, even though they are traveling to College Station. Also, another game that's kind of flying under the radar. We have UCLA at Nebraska. Some are saying it's the corn versus porn game. As the Bruins travel out to Lincoln, Nebraska. UCLA under Jim Mora, they look very improved. They really do. But, Nebraska's just got so many weapons. And with the quarterback, Taylor Martinez, and the running backs, and the names just escape me at the moment, but it's just some thoroughbreds in the backfield. Nebraska at home, it's going to be an awfully tough. Ooh, there's a high snap, knuckleball punt, but it's going to roll all the way inside, down. It's going to be down at the 11-yard line of the Southern Lab Kittens. I'm sorry, folks. Let me just recap what happened a moment ago. Very high snap. There was a new punter in the game, Brennan Boudreaux, for the Cubs. It almost went over his head. The rush was coming fast. He quickly kicked it away. It was a knuckleball line drive. Nobody from Southern Lab was there to receive the ball, and it just kind of trickled all the way back to the 11-yard line. He had a net of 41 yards in that punt.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good to say that.
Play was so broken.
Right.
So here come the kittens. That's an insult to injury play right there for the kittens. And they're trying to help you out here. They sent the other punter out. Well, when it rains, it pours.
It pours.
Bad news comes in bunches. New quarterback in for the Kittens. No, I stand corrected. That's a handoff to Lang. Lang all the way to the 30.
Not Lang, that's Henderson Jr., huh?
This number...
Oh, that is 5. Lane's back in. Okay.
You can tell by those flashy shoes he's got on. Lang has some lime green and orange Nikes. You can see him all the way up here. He will not get hit by a car at night on a dark road. Not with those shoes. A nice 19-yard run there by DeMonte Lang.
Yes, good job.
He's impressed me tonight. He really has.
Good job.
And I'll tell you that the Bladrick Veal, he's only a sophomore. He's already 6'5", 200 pounds. He doesn't throw the worst deep ball in the world for a 1A quarterback. He could have some growing. He could be doing some growing.
He could. Before we move on to is that it for college?
Let's see. That's all I got on my college radar.
I'll say that Southern University will get their first win tomorrow over Prairie View. It will be a deserved win and in time for the Odom regime. They lost their first 2 games. 1-2.
Incomplete pass by Veal, intended for Derek Pate.
They lost to the University of Houston team in the first game of the season, and to Northwestern. Both of them tremendous blowouts. But I think now that they're back on their level in the SWAC, that they're a better football team than the score has indicated the last couple of weeks.
Well, I'll tell you, that Dawson Odoms is a drill sergeant.
He is.
He don't play.
I love the discipline that he's bringing into the program. I just hope that the administration up there gives him time, because I'm a firm believer that discipline wins out in the end. But because we're such a high pressure sports crazed society, a lot of times the disciplinarians aren't given time for the medicine of their discipline to actually take effect.
Do you think Stump Mitchell was given the hook too soon?
I do not. I do not think he had the same type of discipline program, nor did he have the track record of success. I think that was a bad hire. And I risk saying that, sitting next to one of the very influential board members of Southern University who played a very key part in that. I think it was a marquee hire because of the name.
Sure. All that very good NFL player, Southern alum, why not?
Right. No, not a Southern alum.
That's right.
Mitchell went to Citadel. We went to the Citadel.
Did he? Did he have coaching experience? Was there a Southern connection before?
No.
I stand correct. My bad.
No.
My bad.
No,
I did not know that.
So, and actually, a lot of folks feel that the guy coaching tomorrow, Gabe Northern, should have gone, who is a Southern alum.
Right.
Should have been
Not
named.
Gabe Northern.
Not Gabe, not the LSU alum.
You mean you took Coach Northern over at Prairie View? I know.
Right. Who is a Southern University alum.
The 18-yard line. You have to take over.
It'll be interesting to see. But let's talk pro football.
All right, so we got some big matchups coming up. This Sunday we have, we have the Giants facing the strike that the Broncos coming out east to face the New York Giants. The Giants have their backs against the wall, and the Broncos absolutely lit up the Baltimore Ravens on kickoff 2013. I don't think you're going to see Peyton Manning throw for a record 7 touchdowns against the Giants defense at home. But I do think the Giants have a real problem with the running back position, and until that gets fixed, they're going to have a tough time keeping up with. Because Denver has some holes in their linebacking core with injuries, and of course with Von Miller's suspension. But I just think Peyton Manning's too hot, Denver's too much right now. But the Giants could win that game. They got to cut down on the mental errors, which came in bunches last week. Yeah,
I didn't get a chance to watch the Giant Cowboy game. In the NFL, you just can't lose too many in a row.
No. When you start the season off 0-2, that's an omen of doom. I just think that the Broncos, the way they looked last week, clicking against the defending Super Bowl champions, I just think they had a little too much, or they gave the Ravens a little too much to handle last week. Either way, that is one marquee matchup we have coming up. But the big one, the Saints going to Tampa Bay. I think that one might get ugly. Actually, the Saints have won. It's either 3 of their last 4 or 4 of their last 5 in Tampa. And Tampa's not nearly as good this year as they were last year. I don't think. They have Josh Freeman is an enigma quarterback. You never know which one's going to show up.
Or if he's going to show up. He showed up late for the team pictures this week.
Oh Lord, yeah, that's not good either. That's not smart.
Said he overslept.
Yeah, that's something. I mean, Johnny Football was doing that. They're not even paying him allegedly. So so Josh Freeman, I don't know what the deal. And then the running game. It's like a revolving carousel there, running back for the Buccaneers. Their defense, their secondary was very porous last year. Obviously, that's going to be helped out with Darrelle Revis. But I think the Saints are going to win and win big at Tampa Bay. Game of the week, though, I think we're looking at the Seattle Seahawks hosting the San Francisco 49ers. In my opinion, probably the 2 best teams in the NFC going head-to-head. Colin Kaepernick looked awfully good against the Packers last week, and Russell Wilson showed a little bit of rust. But when you're a West Coast team, you travel to Carolina and play a noon kickoff, which is really 1 o'clock kickoff, which is 10 o'clock on your body's timer. That can happen, but right now, on paper, Seattle has a lot of things going for them. San Francisco still has some deficits at wide receiver with Michael Crabtree out to the latter part of the season. But right now, I just think San Francisco just seems to have everything going for them right now. They have clutch play. They have ice in his veins at the quarterback position with Colin Kaepernick. They're well coached. I think Seattle looks better on paper, but I think San Francisco wins that game on Sunday, Perry.
Well, what did you think about the Honey Badgers play last weekend?
He had a punt return he had that was big? He had a fumble recovery, I know that much. And did he have a long punt return?
I didn't even hear about the punt return.
Or kickoff return?
I saw him prevent that touchdown with that strip from behind as the guy was running into the end zone. Here comes the Honey Badger, knocks it out of his hand.
And those, Perry, are the same things that had people's eyes popping out when he was at LSU.
Right.
So that is definitely...
I believe in adhering to a person's request regarding their name. So not the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. He doesn't want to be called the Honey Badger anymore.
I'm going to let that one go for now. And speaking of let it go, it looks like the Kittens have finally given up the ghost. The last 10 seconds are ticking off the clock, and that's the end of the game. The score, the final score, the University High Cubs 56, the Southern Lab Kittens 14. You've been listening on Louisiana All-American Sports. We'd like to thank those of you who joined us. Be sure to catch us tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. on 96.9 WHYR for the Louisiana All-American Sports Show. Perry, any final reflections before we sign off for the evening?
Yeah, wish to both of these teams the best of luck. This U-High team has a bright future, and this Southern Lab team has some work to do.
They sure do. So for Perry Daniels, this is Eric Hatfield. The final score, University High 56, the Southern Lab Kittens 14 on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com. Good night.